Too Fat to Skate is a podcast that contains opinions and ideas that you can find anywhere else on the internet. Listener discretion is advised. All right, welcome back to our show.
Hello.
Welcome back to the new studio setup.
Yeah, I mean, this is amazing. You did this throughout the course of your work week. You used everything that you had, made some different adjustments to audio and video equipment.
Yeah.
But talk about a great way of utilizing what you already have on hand to come up with a killer setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked for this.
It looks really good.
Really nice.
Looks good in here. You didn't have to spend really any money on any of it. Just the new camera setup, which I traded in my old camera, so I broke even. I didn't really have to spend any money. The only money I spent was on cables.
Yeah.
And like little patch cables and things like that.
Boom stands too? Did you do some boom stands?
$30 for the boom arms. Well, $45 with the third one here from last week. But yeah, really didn't cost us anything to get this going and in the long run. And I worked all week. I was busy all week long, but any hour that I could squeeze in, I did this. I was obsessed with.
I totally understand. So basically this is going to be our regular setup. Then maybe there will be some slight variations to the media that you have put out or a little occasional dressing change, but this is going to kind of be the regular backdrop for our program.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple change in lights and so on, but
definitely.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get to keep this space.
Yeah, this is a permanent space unless my daughter decides to move home, which I can't imagine she will, since when children turn 18, they think they know everything. So
that's how it is.
So they're leaving. I'm going to get a photo of this cool setup here. Look at that. Look how cool that looks.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Well, Rick, what could you have possibly learned that she wouldn't already have encountered in 18 years?
Oh, of course.
That's how we were all. That's how we all were at 18, though, right?
Oh, definitely.
I know that's how I was at 18. I was like, I cannot wait to move out of my parents' house.
I know.
Had nowhere else to go.
Oh man.
And so where did I go? The Army.
You moved on to the Army.
Well, that's kind of the nice thing. They kind of cover the what, when, where for you.
They gave me a home.
And the why doesn't really matter. Someone with more stripes tells you to. So we got that covered too.
That's true.
Somebody had to tell me to organize rocks by shape and color,
Hey, count every grain of sand over here.
So I don't know about you guys, but I think that this week has been a little bit longer week because we had our show on Saturday last week, and now we're back to Sunday. So it was kind of a long week.
It was a long week.
I felt myself kind of scratching at my arm and scratching at my head yesterday, wanting this. So here it is.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and like I just announced to the gentleman here that we're going to do a bonus show, just short, like 15, 20-minute clips maybe, and it'll be sporadic throughout the week. We'll just throw them up whenever we get a chance, whenever everyone's schedule allows, and that'll kind of give us our weekly fix. Because, I don't know, but like you said, I was chomping at the bit for Sunday to get here. I am.
Oh, yeah.
So
I was tossing and turning till 2 a.m. sitting here thinking about stuff. Did I write down everything I want to talk about? What else do I want to talk about? Are they going to like this? I was just completely jonesing for it.
Totally. And I don't know, but for me, this motivated me when Greg and I started doing it. It motivated me to keep at it during the week, so I got better at it. So I tried different things and different shows, and nothing really stuck. I tried it, but it didn't feel right.
Yeah, we had a couple different. We've changed it quite a lot since we started, and I've stated it before that we're always learning and we're always trying to do something new. Mm-hmm. And I think that will continue, and you'll see improvements.
Definitely.
Well, the back and forth between the three of us, I think, is just amazing. I've had family and friends talk about it, and because I just work this the old-fashioned way. I make phone calls, text messages, hey, check out the podcast.
Right.
And they really like our commentary. They like it.
People that don't know, Rob is disconnected from the world of the internet, which is probably a good thing for him. So he's like a babe in the woods.
I am.
Which I realized, Rob, that I never got back to you after last week, but your step one is to get the internet, my friend. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I kind of like that you don't have the internet.
But for him to be able to watch stuff like The Mandalorian,
oh yeah,
he kind of has to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know what would be a really good show would be to go through like Reddit and have you witness all the crazy things. Or like, like the weekly meme roundup for Rob.
Hell yeah.
What's a meme?
You don't know what a meme is?
No.
That's how me and Rick communicate is through memes.
Yeah.
Just send each other shitty memes.
Is that like that tic-tac-toe sign where people put like a watermelon or
That's a hashtag.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is going to be good. So the meme is the one that I sent you. I sent you a meme the other day. Well,
it can happen.
sent me a
It's
meme.
it's like a picture or anything. It could be like even a video, but it's usually a picture that has some kind of text, and it's usually stupid. So
the Mr. Bean thing.
yeah,
That's
like,
a meme.
yeah, that's a meme.
That's a meme.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to have. Yeah, it doesn't even have to have text. It could just be a silly picture.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, he had to Photoshop that because he's sitting on like a Prius or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
or whatever
meme.
the hell it
Like,
is. That's a meme.
You're
Yeah.
memeing.
like
Wow, I didn't even know it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that you're disconnected.
you're
but
out of you're out of that loop.
you know what?
I am.
That's interesting though. I can't imagine.
We can corrupt them through the world of memes.
I don't know. Like I'm I'm very impressed by that. You managed to stay out of it.
You managed
20
to skate
years.
under it. That's
yeah.
how the rest of
Yeah.
us survive in the world, though, is
know.
through memes.
And I just choose to skip it all entirely. I'm so simple-minded because what I like a lot, and what I don't even acknowledge. I'm just so simple that way.
I'm very much the same way. I curate my interests on the internet that way. I try not to be. It's easy to get overwhelmed, especially in 2020.
Yeah,
It's easy to get overwhelmed.
in the world of all digital everything,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very easy to get overwhelmed in this digital age.
It is.
Well, thank God there's Too Fat to Skate. Now we can help people make
Right.
informed decisions on what they should watch,
Exactly.
what they should listen to.
We
what
gave
they
them
should
one
read.
more option to choose from
Yeah.
now.
And the thing the internet was good for was helping me curate this entire collection of stuff that I have.
I am
Yeah.
envious of your collection. I
Yeah.
had a good one at one point in time, but I probably traded in 3/4 of it.
Yeah, I did that too.
Just
over,
sort of
the years.
necessity. I just didn't have the room for it all.
Right. I'm a bargain hunter, so a lot of stuff I don't buy new. I like to buy it all used.
See, and I find
know?
the thrill of a real thrifty, dirt cheap buy. It's almost
That's
like
the
they
best.
don't know what they're selling,
Right.
And I almost drool, like, oh, look at this. Yeah.
That's where the human skull came from.
nice.
Yeah.
So I actually had to kill someone to get my hand installed. I did it the old-fashioned way.
Had to sneak it out of Iraq.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No issues
no.
there.
Yeah.
We're just joking.
I only have bird skulls at home.
Iraqi bird skulls?
No. We actually bought them from the new vintage 608 shop here in town.
The
in
Trump
downtown.
store?
Yeah.
That's a Trump
I didn't
store.
find out they were a Trump store until we walked in.
Yeah.
And we were walking around and we saw the skulls, so we were like, hey, these are like only, I can't remember, like $20 or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So I was like, that's not bad. So we bought two kind of bigger ones,
Mm-hmm.
and then we were doing a loop, and when we were doing the final loop, that's when we found out they were a Trump store, and I was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was a big shock for me.
I mean, to each their own.
Yeah.
If you want to vote that way, that's fine. But to me, like, why do people hold Trump on this platform? I don't get that.
I don't get it either.
Isn't it anti-Christian to have a false idol?
Yeah. It seems like he's very idolized just because he was like a celebrity or something, I guess.
He's a demigod. They think he's the savior of the human race, which... Why would you deify any man? You're not supposed to deify any man. Bear no false witness. Is that what that means?
Bear no false idols.
Idols.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no false idols.
Let's talk about antique shops for a minute.
Okay.
I hate antique shops that are antique shops in name only. When people sit in their garage and like make stuff with paint and then just rub the edges off so it looks old and antiqued, those aren't antiques. You're just making crafts.
You're just
Call
making
it
crafts.
arts
Yeah.
and crafts or antiques and crafts. You're not selling old stuff in most cases.
There's a name for that. It's called shabby chic.
Shabby chic. Well, there's a lot of shabby chic. True
There is.
antique stores are hard to find.
Hobby Lobby has all of that stuff like that. Which
Yeah,
all
you're
made in
talking.
Malaysia,
You're talking
China.
about stuff if you can find it in a Target or a Walmart.
yeah.
That's antique looking. Even some guitars have that now, where they rub off some of it and they make it look like it's
The
used.
distressed look.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's distressed, and they charge extra for it. Even in pants, like they rip holes in them and they make them all.
And they charge
The
more.
faded or the
They
faded
make them all
t-shirts.
faded.
you know, they make
Well, this
the
is truly faded, but
Okay.
like I'm talking like because I've had this for over a year. But I'm talking about like when you buy a pair of pants that are faded and already like pre-cut with holes in them, like distressed looking. Like,
Yeah.
why?
I don't know either. I don't get it.
I like the lived-in sort of look, but
Yeah, I mean I like the look, but it's just I don't know, that's not used, or it's like, why are you charging extra for that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I get it.
But Angela's Attic in South Beloit is a very great antique mall.
Yeah.
Really recommend that.
Mm-hmm. In fact, I have an amazing Polynesian mask in my garage that was I got probably 15 years ago. I used to keep in my tattoo shop, and it was like this Polynesian guy. It's all hand carved. It fell off the wall and part of it broke, but I found that in Angela's Attic, and I think I have some stuff. I don't know if I have anything in here from there, but I have got a friend who owns a booth. He's got a booth down there, and he's got toys and collectibles and stuff like that.
There used to be a good store here called, I think it was called Mantiques.
Yes, that's my friend I'm talking about.
Yeah, I bought all my He-Man action figures there, and I have them on 2 shelves in our apartment building. Because I don't know where they are. I'm sure they're probably still at my mother's house. But
I used to live right down the street from them, and I used to go to them all the time.
Yeah.
That was a little while ago.
Before they closed,
Yeah, before they closed.
I actually wanted to buy a Generation 1 Devastator. I had like $90 to $100 or whatever it was, but I just second-guessed myself, and then by the time I went back, it was gone.
They go instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly. Yeah, 2 of my really good friends ran that place, and that's where I got the original Tales from the Crypt slipcase set.
Oh, very nice.
And I had him. He was really nice enough to put the Vault of Horror and Haunt of Fear aside for me. At the time, he wanted like 150 each, and I should have just jumped on it, but I didn't. And then he's like, well, I took them to Comic-Con, and they're gone. I said, yeah, you're a businessman. You got to do what you got to do. I appreciate, holding them for me as long as you did.
Yeah.
But at least I got the Tales from the Crypt one, and I had that one for a long time.
Then I came into your shop, we started talking, and I just so happened to have the other 2 to complete your set.
It blew my mind. It blew my mind when I was talking to him, because then he's like, oh, yeah, I've got this slipcase. And I'm like, what? And then that's when I made up my mind. I'm like, yeah, this guy's coming on the show. That's
crazy.
Too weird.
Considering what you would find them on for like eBay for right now.
Yeah,
they're
I
crazy
bought them from
expensive.
Capital City Comics, probably like 2005, 2006. I read them probably once, and I kept them in my bookcase, so they never even got dust or the light of day. They look pretty much brand new.
They're brand new, and from being from like 1987 or 89 or something like that.
Yeah, over 30 years old.
Man, they look great. Mine does too. My copy does too, and I do have a copy of the Weird Science, Weird Fantasy that I found on eBay for $20.
And speaking of that, I was kind of looking at the copies that you can find nowadays, and like the paperback, they're like $20 a piece.
Yeah, those are cool.
And I was like, oh, these look pretty cool, but I don't know if I want to spend $20 on one little comic.
Yeah, because there's 5 volumes of them, and then by the time you collect them all, you're like, well, I might as well just, buy the old ones for the amount of money it's going to cost me to get these.
Yeah.
See, that's what I did with The Walking Dead, because they do like a series of them. Then I think they're called omnibus. So there's 4 volumes where you get the entire story from start to finish. And each volume is around, $75 or something. But it's still cheaper to buy those 4 than do it the other way.
The omnibus is a collection, but the library edition would be, I think, the full run.
Oh, yeah. No, I've got the full run. It goes from start to finish, and it's 4 big books. They're like a Madison phone book each.
And those, I think, are called compendiums. Because they, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just learning this terminology because I started collecting these books.
Yeah, they do that in some of the newer comics, too. They break down the story to so much and put it out as one big thing. Or you can collect each individual comic as is. So, like, if you were to find, like, let's say the Death of Superman. Back in the day, that was a collection of comics, individual comics.
Yeah. Then there's a trade paperback.
Now there's basically a book of all of it that you can find at any local bookstore. Like, you could go up to BAM right now and find it. For like $20.
Well, I think over the winter I found a giant stack of comic books at Salvation Army on the south side. Huge stack. Death of Superman was in there. I had some Grant Morrison Batman stuff. Just some, for like $3 each.
Oh, wow.
It was really cool. I've never found a stack like that. I bought the whole thing. It was like $22.
Well, I just added notes to my list. I'm going to bring the Walking Dead volumes.
I got them. Right there.
Oh, you have them all?
Yeah, he's...
Except for the 4th one. I don't have number 4.
See, I have all 4 of them. So whatever set you have, I have the same thing.
Cool.
It's all 4 volumes.
Yeah.
Every time I see that set, I was like, I want to buy them, but then there's so much money, and I'm
I got lucky.
Like $50 for one.
I don't think they're worth. I wouldn't pay that much for them. You can probably get them on eBay for $20.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's every time I see them in the store, they're like it's like $40, for one.
I think that's too much. Because I'm such a bargain hunter.
That's why I don't buy them new. Because every time I see it new, and I'm just like. I'm like, yeah, I know it's like as thick as my From Hell book, which is like as big like this.
Yep.
Like it's like 3 inches. Like I could beat somebody to death with that From Hell graphic novel.
25 free shipping.
Yeah.
So that's where you get them from.
Okay, that's what I would do. 25 is more reasonable to me.
For the free shipping? Oh, yeah. That's reasonable.
See, here's the problem I have, too. Like, I'll go into a mainstream comic book store thinking I want to go in there and get it, and then I'll look at it like, do I really want to get it? But then the thought of not having it trumps any thrift that I have. So I end up snagging them because I want the complete set. So I just give in every time.
No, I get that. I totally get that.
I think the last time I paid like $40 for something was for like some manga collections, like for Berserk, like which has a huge influence in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
So I bought that, and then I bought I think Vampire Hunter D. And I bought those the first little books, which are like pretty thick. They're pretty 2-3 inch thick.
They're good
manga books. So
I got caught up in the dirty world of omnibus trading on Reddit with people, and I wound up with Spider-Man and a bunch of X-Men. All the stuff I have upstairs in my living room, I wound up with all that stuff by trading and bargain hunting and auctions and buying lot. And I have to step away from that stuff because I get carried away with it.
It's so easy to, because you enjoy one. Who wants to say I'm not going to enjoy another?
Right.
It's just we don't work that way. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to be careful every time we step into a bookstore.
I know. You have to think, man. I'm
like
not
all these books I haven't read.
And like I'm not, single. I have, I've got kids. I can't be blowing all my money, and I would love to, but I can't.
Put them on your Christmas list.
Yeah, that's where I get some of that stuff from, for sure. But once I learn about one cool thing, I save the photo of it, and I'm like, oh, let me show you. Let me show you guys this photo I saw last night of this guy's record room. I might be on my iPad. Never mind, I'll have to show you guys later. But this dude had put together his record room, and it was the coolest thing ever.
I should show you this. I don't know if I can find it again. If I'll find it again, I'll show you, Rick. But this guy, he turned his basement into an old school, like, VHS record, or not record, but VHS, like, store, basically.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Like, it's got a bunch of different rooms in it and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
Like, categorized, and it's mostly horror stuff.
That's the dream.
And it's like, I was like, holy shit, like, he's like, yeah, and I'll rent these out.
Look at this guy's vinyl room. He's got the music racks. It's all black metal stuff too. So he had the vinyl rack, and then.
So I don't know that I would trust people to bring them back, since you're not like a store. You've just got like your own private collection in your basement.
I think he charges people.
Oh, does he?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Look at that. Look how cool that looks with just the.
Oh, I like that.
Like, see those are the exclusive company. The vinyl holders and all that stuff. And that's how I want our space to look like that here. Something really professional.
I think you did a great job right here with what you have and the time that you put in it, and that you use stuff that you already had. Yeah. I think this looks great.
I think it looks good. I agree. And the only problem, is like fighting with the air conditioner and the noise from like house noises and things like that. And like there's no insulation on the ceiling, so everyone's walking and the dog's running and barking. And
that gives it a little added charm.
Like
whether this is the Dungeon of Doom or the Vault of Horror.
Oh yeah, the Vault of Horror.
Anything like that. Here it is.
Yeah.
Never mind the new producer, Pepper.
the producer. Yeah.
Always wanting to make budget cuts.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely. Well. Good preamble to our show. Any news this week that we need to get into before? Because you had some news items.
Yeah, I have a couple of things.
I didn't have any.
Well, it's very brief. Sometimes we've been talking about pro wrestling, whether it was No Holds Barred or talking about maybe revisiting Body Slam. But this week, the death of Bobby Eaton, formerly known as Beautiful Bobby, one half of the Midnight Express. He was very well known in the 80s, had a series of good matches with the likes of the Road Warriors, Rock and Roll Express. So condolences to the Eaton family. And also last month, I don't know if we talked about it or not, the death of Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful.
He
was,
died.
Of course, in the first WrestleMania and had some good feuds with Hulk Hogan and ended his career in WCW. So a lot of these pro wrestlers that we grew up with long life is not really in the cards for him, you know.
Did you see the videos of him on his deathbed?
Mr. No, Wonderful? I didn't see any of the videos.
Oh man, it was super sad. Did you? I don't know if you saw him, but his son was he had dementia.
Yeah.
At the very end.
Yeah, I knew about that.
From dementia.
Oh really?
It's a cruel condition. Very cruel.
Very cruel. And he was in like a hospital gown in the video, and his son was talking to him, and like he didn't know, he didn't know what was going on. He was totally out of it, and I felt so terrible for him because you hear all the reports of Orndorff being like one of the toughest dudes ever.
Oh yeah, I think he, as a teenager, he'd do some fights for money and stuff like that. And Hulk Hogan talked about it. He's of the culture. He was the stereotypical jock. After the football game or whatever it was on the weekends, they'd drink beer and fight. So he had that old school mentality. And even when he was a booker in WCW, he would get right up in people's face, like, get your ass out there. The show goes on. You do what you got to do. There's actually well known that he got into a fight with Big Van Vader. Remember Vader?
I heard about that, yeah.
At backstage and mopped the floor with Vader. Now, some people, like Vader's take on it was basically, yeah, it happened. I'm kind of believed that Paul shouldn't really be going out there talking about this stuff. He's kind of making money on it. It happened. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. But then guys like Austin and like Stone Cold, he's like, Mr. Wonderful is in gym shorts and flip-flops. It gets right up in Vader's face. And it took like 2 or 3 of us to pull Orndorff off him. We thought he was going to kill him. So why would they lie?
I believe it for sure.
I mean, and Vader was, this is probably the early to mid-'90s before he came to WWF. So he was a big draw. They were using him a lot. So I think he kind of maybe had a little bit of I don't know if it was a discrepancy or didn't like where he was going on or there was a money issue or whatever. He wasn't happy with it. Orndorff gets right in his face, get your ass out there. They have words, and Orndorff puts it to him in flip-flops.
Yeah.
That's a man's man. That's a tough dude. That's full testosterone.
Definitely.
So more WWE news. If you guys didn't know that, I don't know if you guys watched the current product or not, but they keep making cuts like on a weekly basis. They keep cutting people.
They cut Bray Wyatt.
The biggest one is Bray Wyatt.
Okay. Yeah.
And they kind of killed his angle with like no explanation. The last match he had was with Randy Orton at WrestleMania, and he lost that match, and so there was no payback. And I know that his good friend Brody Lee had died at the age of like 41 or 42.
Yeah, that was just recently too, right?
Yeah, not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he wasn't wrestling. I'm not sure. But we are all kind of waiting. Like, I know guys like me, like, I like anything different in wrestling, so I was a big fan of Bray.
I think that was, in my opinion, the only cool thing that they had going on, because he was a character kind of like Kane. They called him the Fiend.
Yeah.
It was just a throwback to like the Attitude Era, the Ministry of Darkness. It was the one thing that I thought was really cool. It stood out from everything else.
Yeah, he had a real cool thing where he'd come out and lights would come out and he would be carrying his head that was like a lantern inside of his mouth and everything.
Cool.
Like,
yeah, some weird stuff.
It was really cool and crazy.
Papa
but anyway, It was like a mix of like The Undertaker and like I can't remember the guy, but he used to like imitate his promos all the time.
Also with a little bit of the Pee-wee's Playhouse thing in there too, because he had like a kids themed talk show, but then it always got dark and sinister.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was really cool though. Anyway, so I hope that he finds his way no matter where he goes.
Yeah.
Someone will snag him up and they'll have a good talent on their hands.
Yeah, especially I was talking to one of my friends at work about that, and I was like, that man, most of that stuff came from his head because it had to.
Yeah.
So no matter who gets him, when he's ready to go back to wrestling, like, they're going to score a creative genius.
And those are the guys that do really well when their on-screen persona is so close to who they actually are. Like, the way Stone Cold acted, that was him. The way The Undertaker acted, that's him. It's just natural. So
but
it comes
it's
off
just,
on screen.
Yeah, it's just turned up to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's
more like Piper. I think was more authentic than.
He actually played the bagpipes, so he could do like that kind of stuff. Yeah, he was a cool dude.
Yeah.
A couple music notes here. We've talked about some other stuff here in some of the episodes. Check out the band Venom if you're interested in looking for one of the pioneers of thrash metal. And talking about that, also look for a band called Nuclear Assault.
Yep.
They never got as big as the likes of, say, Anthrax or Testament or some of the other ones, but they did a really good cover of Led Zeppelin's Good Times, Bad Times.
And check that out.
Yeah, definitely check that out. In our last episode, we watched Duel, So maybe want to look for Joyride or Maximum Overdrive if you're interested in some more car movies. Who knows? Maybe today we'll draw Death Race. Hard to say.
Speaking of which, let's get right into it. We'll flash the.
Let's take a look at the movies that we have watched so far, and we've seen. That's the old copy, so it's not that one.
Chopping Mall and Duel will have to be removed.
Difficulties, please stand by. Anyway, here it is right here.
Yeah, we watched Duel and Chopping Mall. I've got a whole list of things on here. The program that we use has got a list of JPEGs that I have that I flash on the screen. Makes it a lot easier for me. I don't have to do any of the stuff in post-production. Cuts down my editing time quite a bit. But that doesn't mean I can navigate it any easier.
So. Well, you are human and you're doing 100% better than I am. So don't be too hard on yourself. And I believe I get the draw from the jar
You get
today.
the draw from Horatio
Sandblower or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Go ahead and...
If you wouldn't mind handing me there, Mr. Was it Yorick? Last I knew him.
Yep.
Knew him well. Drum roll, please.
Maybe I can put that in post.
All right, let's take off the old top of the skull here. Stretch out the old fingers. What do you think, Greg? Do I have a good one, or should I dig around?
I'm hoping for Rotor, actually, this week.
We're all hoping for Rotor.
All right. Oh, the Lady Ninja. You guys are going to
Lady Ninja.
Lady Ninja,
oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I think that one is free on YouTube. I don't have a copy of the Lady Ninja.
As most people don't. I had an old VHS copy that I have no idea how it got its way into our house. It's horrible. This is like Matrix, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but without intending it to do that way. They just like paused people on wires and stuff. It's cheap shit, but it's going to be a really good laugh.
Nice.
You'll love it.
Also known as Challenge of the Lady Ninja.
Yes, that's the way that I'm most used to seeing it, Challenge of the Lady Ninja. There's a bad guy in here. He's bald, and his whole top of his head is painted like a blue spider. It's horrible.
Nice.
It's horrible. You guys will love it.
Let's find out a little bit about Challenge of the Lady Ninja before we get into it.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the main character is a woman, somehow has to kill her brother who turns evil, and there's all these set pieces like fighting in a cave and in a brothel, and of course there's fire and flips and trees and all kinds of methods of impalement and all that other classic ninja shit.
Also called Never Kiss a Ninja.
There she is in the red headband. That's the main character.
During the Japanese occupation of Shanghai, a Chinese woman trains in the covert arts. When she arrives in Hong Kong, she learns that her brother works on the behalf of the Chinese cause. She then pulls together a team of women warriors to stop her brother. So Chinese versus Japanese. I'm a little concerned about that. Not very PC.
Not very PC.
Well, actually it is though, right? I think they have a history of conflict, whether it was the Chinese and the Koreans or, Japan invaded China, the Manchurian Wars and all that stuff. So yeah, a lot of animosity there in that region of the world.
I didn't know anything about that. Do you know anything about the
Sino? I think it's called the Sino-Japanese War. It was just before World War II. Like ended in 1938, 39. Japan invaded China, slaughtered thousands and thousands of citizens. Lots of atrocities, lots of massacres.
Okay.
So yeah, they don't seem to get along well. Oh, look at this footage. It's just starting right off with cigarette burns everywhere. It's all grainy and distorted.
So here we go. If you're watching at home, you can watch on YouTube. Challenge of the Lady Ninja is available free on YouTube here, and it's got hard-coded subtitles. I could not find a copy of this. I don't know how legal it is to have this bootleg on YouTube. Probably not very, but it's here nonetheless for all of us to enjoy. And right away, starting with some guys in a sling trap.
Yeah, they stepped into some type of booby trap. They got hoisted off the ground and immediately shot. So here's this mansion that this guy's trying to break into. And this main character here, Rick, you'll recognize him from some Shaw Brother movies. I think he was in some of the different Venom Mob movies.
Maybe.
This right here, his back is to us. He's in the chair.
That's very James Bond.
See him? Yeah. Do you recognize that guy?
No, I don't. I don't at all. Maybe. He's so much younger in this one. This film, of course, from 1983.
So this would have been after the Shaw Brothers studio closed, because they closed in 1983.
Okay.
Yeah.
This movie is older than I am.
I was 3 years old when this came out. How about that?
I was 5. So
this predates me by about 2 years.
Yeah, you're the. Of course
this is
the
PG, pre-Greg.
Yeah,
Pre-Greg.
See, if you're going to invade anyone, you have to go there in your kung fu clothes. See how he's got the gi on with the buttons, the
Of
lace
course.
tops there.
Yeah, you got to go in. You got to go in ready.
This other guy's ready too. He's got that killer suit, all
Yeah.
white.
Look at those stairs, the white shag carpet on the steps.
Of course, in the 80s, ninjas were a huge thing. I think we talked about this before.
Yeah, we have
What was the movie we watched that had ninjas in it? Not Robot. Was it Robot Ninja?
Robot Ninja.
Oh yeah, the Chuck
Robot
Norris
Ninja.
stuff. We did talk about the Chuck Norris stuff.
Yep, like the action
Yep, and
figures
the
and
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all
American Ninja with Michael Dudikoff.
Yep. So in the VHS library, to our left, we do have American Ninja on VHS 1 through 4. I'm sure I found those for 50 cents each at a garage sale somewhere some long time ago.
I think 1 and 2 are the only ones that are really good. Oh,
that.
see,
What
look
kind
at
of a
this.
spider web
Oh,
is
that's
that?
cool.
It's a rope trap to deny him from getting in. So these people killing him here, these are the main villains that we're going to end up fighting against. This guy that has like a boomerang sword, the
Ooh.
guy in the white gauntlets there, and do you see the guy in the background there with the blue
Yeah,
eyebrows and the
he's got
spider?
the painted
Yeah. Challenge of the Lady Ninja.
Yeah, so not to ruin this for you guys, but each one of these are going to, of course, have to be knocked off one by one by the lovely group of ladies who will get assembled here.
Of course, of course. Well,
Yang Hu Sang, very familiar with whoever that is.
is it
Household name.
Of course.
Yeah, naturally. Look at this. What do you think this was filmed on, Rick? Look how grainy this is.
Well, 16 millimeter.
16
For
millimeter.
sure, yeah.
Could probably be the transfer over as well,
Uh,
not being the greatest.
It is. This is the transfer here on YouTube is the widescreen letterboxed 16 by 9. So I imagine that it was. I can't imagine they did any sort of upgrade. They
Yeah.
obviously don't have the original print. If you see how grainy all that is, it probably was the VHS copy. A good VHS copy transferred to digital, maybe cleaned up a little bit, but typically when you have the old work print, all of this grain is gone.
Sure.
When they upgrade it to HD or whatever, they get rid of all this.
This just takes me back because I remember watching this for the first time, and I remember seeing like all these little white specks flickering across, and how you see the stuff at the top and the bottom. Obviously, you guys can't see it unless you're watching around, but here we go. Here she comes. See her come out of the trees?
That's how you break your kneecaps.
Yeah, how did she know? Oh, look at that ninja run.
The ninja run.
Yeah, look at how washed out everything is, and the contrast, the brightness is really high. The levels are all off. And
See how she can just levitate in the air like that?
Awesome.
She can just fall slower than the laws of gravity.
That's great. That's great.
And it's funny because
Somebody hoisted her.
Yeah.
if you could actually hear sounds on this when she runs, it's like
Very much like the old Shinobi game.
Wonderfully cut right there.
Yeah.
no, watch this. This will be great too. Just look up. You know they're there, for Christ's sake.
Did you ever
See those guys fall? See how slow they just fall like that?
Yeah, that's the ropes.
I think Shinobi was probably the hardest Nintendo game I've ever played in my life.
Oh, there's
Did
no
you ever-
reason to
did
play
you
that
ever
unless
play
you want an
that?
ulcer or something.
Seriously.
I
Horrible.
remember playing the original Ninja Gaiden.
Maybe it was Ninja Gaiden I'm thinking of. God.
I can't remember though. But
Brutal.
All those really old Nintendo games were extremely hard because trying to play like the first Metal Gear was like impossible.
I love that game.
I loved it, but goddamn, did
It
it
was
piss me
tough.
off.
What was the Souls game that was the ninja game? Shadows Die Twice.
Oh, Sekiro?
Sekiro. It was a really awesome ninja game. It was amazing, but that game was so hard that I really couldn't get past the
watch
first
this.
couple areas of that game.
I think she's gonna.
gonna-
She just spins and now she's in lingerie.
No, she's naked.
The
All
ninja-
these guys are going to horny jail.
Yeah,
and I think they all try to
Our
jump
first-
on top of her to like gang rape her or something.
our first trip to horny jail, and it's not one of our crew that is in horny jail today.
I don't know which
it
one
is-
of you two bailed me out after chopping them all, but thank you. That
Is
was
one
kind
of
I think you're going to go back.
One of the four ninjas. She's all bruised up. Did you see those bruises on her?
Well, yeah, she's jumping into
She's got
trees.
huge bruises on her leg. Damn,
Yeah, on her legs.
Damn, girl.
And I actually remember the audio. Like you see these guys nodding
She
their
probably
heads up
did-
and down, and they're like, "Oh,
She probably did her own stunts.
look
Ooh.
at that!"
The
She
color
could-
explosion,
Cool.
green.
And now
Very
she's
cool.
back in
Green
her
and
uniform,
red.
and she's laughing at these idiots. Mind is, what is it? Reality is not seen through. You can't resist my seduction.
Yeah, this is great. This is
she's sending them all to horny jail.
Are those guys dead because she blew up like in those smoke bombs?
Ooh, cool. Very cool practical
spontaneous fire.
Now this is an old training montage with her master, of course, has these sparkling gold gi. Look at that cave. It just looks like someone did paper mache. That looks like shit. Doesn't it?
Why is it cutting back? What the hell?
She has to go back to her training to defeat all these obstacles, Greg. You can't just do it on your own.
Yeah, but I just didn't understand, like, it cut from her being into the field to her being in the cave to her being back into the field. Like,
oh, yeah.
Just
My guess is that it was a...
flaming shields. How are those going to help you?
Well, they're going to hit her with the shield and start her on fire, right?
I mean, yeah, but now you got something on you that's on fire.
Well, they've got ninja training, though. It's all heat resistant.
Very charming.
I don't think those are heat resistant at all. The point of being a ninja is to be light-footed, right? So...
Yeah, they're fighting in the middle of the day in a field,
in pure black. Yeah, pitch black.
And they're wearing black. Yeah, and she's wearing bright red. But
watch these. Oh, look at that! The smoke bombs are back. She flips over the burning fence. Cool. But I don't remember if they just give up and they just stop chasing her.
Okay, say now it makes sense that she walked into the cave.
So here's her brother. Now this is one of the worst effects in the whole movie, how she gets this amulet out of that plexiglass box. She jumps, literally stays in air above the whole time. It has like a slow motion magnet go down and grab it.
Well, it's cool they had plexiglass back in the ninja times, that they were able to get a little protective box for it, collectible.
Yeah, those type of amulets you don't want exposed to the elements.
She got that at the Ninja Comic Con.
she bought it at our local Costco or something.
She traded 5 Shurikens for...
She said, I must get the badge to prove myself qualified.
This reminds me of Spaceballs, yogurts, right? The Temple of Yogurt.
Yeah, the Temple of Yogurt.
Rick, was I right or what to put this on the list?
Yeah, this is a good pick. I've never heard of this one before. This is silly.
Oh, and it's silly the whole time. The whole time.
Yeah, that's the thing about the movies that we pick is they have to be...
See him jump like
very
that? Look at those
entertaining.
horrible jumps.
The good thing about this movie is that every time you look at it, you turn away from it, you go back to it, there's always something silly happening.
Oh, yeah. This is action, choreography, fight scenes, the whole bit.
And that was the hard thing with Duel, is like...
How did it curve in midair?
Oh, I know.
The ninja star or whatever she just threw.
Look at those jumps. Don't you like how they can jump at a fast rate then fall at a slow rate?
Stay in air for like 3 seconds.
Well, it's very Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
You know, like very Matrix style, which is cool.
But unintentional. It was just done because they didn't have the means to do
Oh,
anything
pocket
better.
sand.
Pocket sand.
No, she kicked the sand out of from the ground.
Watch this, guys. Here it comes. She's going to get the badge. This is great. She hovers in air the whole time and she gets this magnet.
Of course.
I think it actually goes to the bottom of the tube. Watch, like a trick.
Of course, Rob, you don't have the internet, so you don't know about the pocket sand meme. But if you're a King of the Hill fan, or you're a fan of King of the Hill,
I liked that show.
Dale Gribble with his pocket full of sand.
Pocket sand, yeah.
Now that's a meme.
She's trained. Was this her training to become a Pokemaster?
Yeah, she's
going to collect all the gym badges.
I think she somehow has like a magnet that comes out of her wrist, but she has to jump and like her feet are towards the ceiling and she gets it down. It's great. There's that horrible throwing star.
And then that's the second shot of that.
It didn't go in a straight line.
I never got into Pokemon. I had discovered Girls and Pot by the time Pokemon came out. So
yeah, I watched maybe a little bit of the first generation, but then I didn't really care too much.
Yeah.
Sorry, Erica.
Yes. Sorry to our Pokemon.
Who has tattooed a Pokemon on me?
You have a Pokemon tattoo on you?
Yeah.
Oh, you do, don't you?
Oh, look at this. She's changing herself into a hologram.
That's funny. I didn't know.
Shadow clones.
I forget that you had it.
Yeah, I got a little Charmander.
That's right. My mic's
He's sitting on top of a gun.
My mic just fell off the table.
See, look at this. Look at this. Look at how slow that magnet goes down.
That's wonderful.
Now watch how slow it comes up, and she's in air the whole time. What, you're going to... See? The whole time!
That's wonderful.
She is one talented lady.
Your microphone broke.
It slipped off the table, these clamps.
The clamps are the worst.
I just mess with these mics so much that...
Yeah, we need high-duty clamps, my friend.
I know, but they're like $40 a piece.
Yeah.
You know?
They're expensive, but...
Of course, the table has a little bit of give. Maybe if you had like a piece of scrap wood or something, it might give it a little harder surface to clamp to.
That's what I was going to do. I was going to look. It was one of those. See, I don't make any like actual physical checklists. I should. Faith does all that. Like, she's a checklist master.
She's the checklist master.
Oh, I didn't bring that up on my phone because you usually always had like the camera, the audio, everything synced to the computer.
That's okay. I'm used to it by now. And I just go by the seat of my pants. I'm just like doing a million things at once until I finally get everything going. And
you're watching it live as it happens, folks.
If that's the only technical difficulty we have today, I'll take it, because our show is riddled with them, and they're mostly my fault because I'm in charge of all the technicals. All you guys do is show up and bring your A game, and I'm like fumbling to make it. Oh, that's fine. And it's all a learning process, but eventually I'll get there.
I mean, you provided us this wonderful space, and this is all most of your equipment and everything here.
You provide the outlet for the show.
Yeah.
So without you, it wouldn't happen.
That's true.
Well, and then I kind of give you, I'll listen to the audio, and I'll kind of give you whether or not I think it listens good, and I do everything social media, and then Rob just looks pretty, I guess.
Right.
As much as this job can, I guess. You're born with what you have. It doesn't get better as you get older.
My moneymaker right here. Yeah. I've had all this stuff laying around for so many years. I just feel terrible that it just sits there. It didn't get any use.
Now it is.
Now it's getting use, and it's nice, and of course when you move in with somebody, you're like merging your life with their life, and if you both have a lot of stuff, like, it's a struggle to find a place for your stuff. You have a lot of stuff in your house.
We got a lot of stuff in our apartment too.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot when we both first, like when me and my wife first moved in together, we didn't have anything basically.
Okay.
I had this little tiny 1-bedroom place before I moved into that place where we live now, that apartment, and I had a lot of stuff for that space. But when we moved in, it was like empty, and now we have filled it.
Yeah. When I was there, the time I was there, you had a really impressive collection.
Yeah,
there.
we had book collection, record collection. Like, I can't run out of. It's like I stopped doing anything like physical media, like of games, because I have no space to keep it.
Yeah.
So I keep them all like digitally now.
Are you guys gonna buy a house at any point?
We were talking about it. It might not happen until like next year, though.
After the market calms down a little bit, it's crazy out there right now.
Yeah, and right now what's happening is I'm waiting for a couple things to kind of end, like my car payment to end, so I can save some money. Mm-hmm. And because right now we don't, like, we're just flying by the seat of our pants. We're just living paycheck to paycheck, and I can barely save any money. And like, I was talking to my dad, and it's like, to buy a house, you have to have so much money, even to put down, even as a first-time home buyer.
You have to.
Yeah, and it was like, we cannot save any money because we're paying so much for rent and cars and insurance and groceries just to stay alive, and everything just like...
It all adds up.
It does add up. And my best advice to give you is cancel all your OnlyFans subscriptions.
I don't have any.
Cancel them all.
I tried to start one.
You guys talked about this before, and I'm just going to skip it.
Because you don't need to know. It's fine. It's okay if you're...
If that's what you use to pay your bills, credits to you.
Okay, I'm just saying. I might be overlooking something. There could be some monetary gain.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's the solution to your problems.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I start an OnlyFans...
Start your OnlyFans.
Only I'm going to charge you to not see me, because who wants to look at this?
Your wife does.
I mean, yeah, she seems to be a big fan, but I don't know why.
Could we start an OnlyFans of Challenge of the Lady Ninja?
Ooh, that's a good idea. If you have risque photos of her.
Look at her wardrobe. How do you like that, like, plastic bowler hat?
That's wonderful.
And we're watching here, and that's the great thing about these movies. You don't have to pay super close attention. But she got this medallion. There's some ceremony. Her master approves. Her brother attacks her. The master smacks the brother. Now, apparently, this looks like the master... Oh, no, that's the guy that got killed in the beginning by the rope spider web by all the villains. Yeah. So this movie lots of times doesn't really make sense. Like, there's lots of different things going on at once. But just wait for the action to pick up, and that's really all we need. Isn't that right, Rick?
That's all you need.
You don't have to pay real close attention to this stuff.
No, that's all you need.
I mean, a lot of these cheap martial art movies, it's all about backstabbing, alliances, betrayals, all built to some big epic showdown. That's really all that matters. It's the visual stuff.
I'd be curious if some sort of martial arts historian went through and was able to trace back these costumes and set pieces and all of that to other different movies. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, sure.
When you go through, I know they reused the set of Masters of the Universe for, I think, what was it? They used on other movies. Maybe it was like Carnosaur or something like that. They used that also. The original script, I don't know if you guys knew this, for Masters of the Universe was supposed to be, it was a Cyborg 2 or Cyborg 3 or something like that. Did you know that?
I did not.
The whole story was a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie that was co-opted for Masters of the Universe.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
You know, I'm just going to stick with the original Filmation cartoons. I love those.
They're great.
Dolph Lundgren definitely looked the part for Masters of the Universe, but that movie's so bad. And Frank Langella as Skeletor.
You know what's funny about that is they claim that Alejandro Jodorowsky, the surrealist filmmaker who was going to originally make Dune in the 70s, his version of the Prince of Space was going to be played by Salvador Dali, and his costume was the inspiration for Frank Langella's Skeletor in Masters of the Universe.
Very much different. I mean, he still had the hooded robe, but it's all sparkly. He's kind of got a gold pointy staff instead of like the purple ram head staff.
His final form.
Have you watched the new Masters of the Universe, by the way?
No.
Yes.
It's on Netflix.
The Kevin Smith. You were telling me about it.
So good.
Is it
It's
good?
got Mark Hamill as
Did you like it?
voice of Skeletor. I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't either.
I recommend it.
I know
I was
Kevin Smith was
kind
doing
of waiting to see.
I'm usually so cynical because like you said, I have a big emotional attachment to nostalgia stuff. But hey, check it out. It's good. If you like the originals, you'll like this. They actually take stuff from the toy line and work it in. So some of the different vehicles and stuff, they're in Skeletor's army as they attack Grayskull and all that stuff. So it's really good.
The good stuff. The thing about the old cartoon, which was good, is that when you rewatch it, it's really silly.
Yeah, it's really silly.
And you're like, oh, this is so wholesome and cute, and there's a kitsch factor to it. So if you see a cleaned up, streamlined version of it, you're like, I don't really want to watch that. You know what I mean? But
the animation is of course better.
Yeah.
Which is why I kind of been hesitant on watching it, because I'm like, I remember it from when I was a kid. And then, the little bit that I did watch it here and there.
Let's look up one episode, see what you think.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
It's on Netflix, so I'll watch it eventually.
And then there's a good YouTube channel. I think it's like the official Masters of the Universe, run by a British guy who does commentary, full feature-length commentary on the episodes. Wow. And he updates it. He took a break for a couple of years, and then he starts doing more content, and it's great because he does the original Filmation stuff, and his commentary is fascinating because he has all the insider knowledge on all this, and he talks about all the reused assets and things like that. And
who's your favorite character? And come on, don't say He-Man. I like the villains, and I always thought Merman was really cool. The underwater bad guy, remember?
Yeah. No, I was a huge collector of the new Masters of the Universe Classics figures that came out. Did you know they made those?
Yeah.
I had every single one for years. I collected those and traded them, and then I sold them off a couple of years ago. I sold off my lot of figures for like $650, a big, huge box of them.
Kudos to you, my friend.
Yeah.
Right. I remember you used to have a whole lot of them.
Yeah, a ton of them.
Yeah.
You guys just missed something.
From your old place, yeah.
She can actually teleport now. She can just...
She was teleporting before.
Oh, no, she was disappearing in yellow and green and red smoke bombs. But see, there's the rope trap again that killed her beloved master. So now she's breaking in to try to get into the same mansion that we saw earlier on.
In fact, I'll show you in my garage one day. I've got the giant guy, and then I've got the green guy, and then I've got Shadow Beast. So I still have some of the figures from that line. I like Shadow Beast. I think I would say Shadow Beast was one of my favorites because he looks like a cryptid. He looks like a monster, like King Kong.
I think I was a fan of Beastman. Of course, Skeletor.
Oh, Beastman. Yeah, he was dope.
Of course, Skeletor. Gotta love Skeletor.
Trapjaw was pretty cool.
Yep.
DualShock 4 disconnected.
You're fine.
That's
just the controller.
That's the Webster guy. He was cool with the spider spider legs and then the spider face. He looked creepy.
Look at these villains, guys. Look at them.
They're dressed in thongs.
How all this silliness aside, it must be so difficult to fight with these stunt swords. What is that? He looks like a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, he's got the vest and the...
Yeah, and the one guy has kind of like a boomerang type sword.
Yeah.
And the guy that's in the white and black, he's just like brute power.
The guy in the shorts there, he's got to be careful doing those cartwheels.
Yeah, you're gonna nick your balls or something when you're flipping around.
He's about to bust out.
And here comes another lady who's wearing what is that? That shiny black material. It kind of looks like an S&M suit.
It's like pleather.
Yeah, it's like plastic leather.
Vinyl.
Yeah.
How ridiculous these costumes are actually reminds me of Suicide Squad that I watched.
Look at that skull mask. Who just came out of here in the skull mask and saved her by throwing
a
fireball?
Somebody bought that at a local Halloween shop. Come on.
Bootleg Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Did you watch this new Suicide Squad?
I haven't yet.
Oh, man. There is a new Suicide... Did you watch the old Suicide Squad movie?
Is that with Margot Robbie?
Yeah.
I think maybe I saw the first one.
Jared Leto and...
Jared Leto. And then,
I did not like him as the Joker.
Really?
Well, a lot of people didn't like him as the Joker, and I don't think that's his fault.
No.
I did. I liked it because it was different.
I remember we watched it in the theater
when
it had came out.
Yeah.
And I kind of enjoyed it. It was pretty good, and then I bought it, and then I don't think I've ever watched it again.
I think with that movie, and I've said it before and privately to people, that I feel like they tricked me into watching a Will Smith movie.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You know?
It was a Will Smith movie.
And I was really annoyed by it.
The newer Harley Quinn movie, Birds of Prey or whatever.
It wasn't bad.
And I was like, the title comes out of the comic books that has nothing to do with that story. So I was like, that's dumb, but whatever. And it was okay. It was like,
right. I watched it and it was fine. But the new Suicide Squad is amazing.
No kidding.
That guy
it's amazing. John Cena's in it.
Yeah, John Cena.
I'm not going to watch it then.
No.
No?
Oh, he's great.
All right.
He's fantastic.
Is it better than those blue eyebrows and blue spider on the head?
Nothing is better than this guy.
Look at that lipstick, too.
He looks amazing.
His makeup game is on point.
So he must be part of the Japanese crew?
Yep. So these are the henchmen and the villain. I believe that's her brother there in the very dapper Salvation Army James Bond suit.
He looks great.
Slick back hair, tan suit.
Now, our lady here was just talking about somebody else. She's come to the decision to recruit women to kill all these villains. And can women handle that kind of danger? Anything a man can do, a woman can do.
You know what's weird? Like when you look at the set and the sort of like gold inlays on everything, it still looks like a modern Japanese restaurant, doesn't it?
Right.
And it's weird because like nothing has changed since the 80s. You know, like doesn't it look like
it's timeless motifs? Really,
I think it's called stereotyping.
I don't know, but it looks like a restaurant.
Oh, okay. Watch this. This guy's gonna walk on these blades that just cut up. Those are kitchen knives. And he's gonna walk on them. They just cut bamboo stuff on him. And now he's gonna lift up his feet, and there's not gonna be any cuts on him.
I could do that. I don't know.
I do that all the time. Yeah. I just did that before I came on the show.
I like the
only I used blades to itch my feet.
Yeah. Oh god.
The rounded entry there, like the arch entries, like the arch doorways and stuff.
Yeah.
This actually reminds me of the Cozy Inn downtown with all the red and gold. You ever
what
been
a cool!
To the Cozy Inn?
I love that place.
Yeah.
That place has a certain smell. I think it's the carpet from like 1912.
It's a 100-year-old restaurant. With all that mold and dirt
they never replaced anything.
Yeah, it is the oldest Chinese restaurant in the state.
Yes.
And
there's like 87 4-inch wide steps that you have to go up to get to the restaurant.
Like the staircase going in there is just straight up.
Yeah.
It's like you need a rope. You need to like incline.
Full disclaimer aside, the Cozy Inn is not handicap accessible, but they do have excellent food.
Well, the egg rolls, I don't know about you guys, but I could eat like 12 of them.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Oh man.
At once.
Yeah.
And
don't give any to us. Yeah, we'll eat them all. Dude.
Like I don't really care for a lot of their food, but I will eat the egg rolls and the fried rice.
Now, is this possible to hold the vase like that on your side?
That's called super glue.
Yeah, stick them, right?
Yeah, definitely.
She gorilla glued it.
What is that little symbol on their...
it must be something to be with whatever...
That's where you kick them, man.
School.
Oh, okay, it's the target.
That's the target.
It's the bullseye.
There, yeah. It punch me here, please.
Oh, jeez.
All jokingness aside, though, this is of the era that even though there's limited production, all this stuff on screen, these people have to have some knowledge of the martial arts and fight choreography. So there is
100%.
something to be said about just keeping the camera rolling on these people as they do their sequences.
Yeah, you have to have something to shoot. You need something to do, something to watch, and they beautiful choreography, beautiful stunts.
Yeah, I don't doubt that they actually went through some kind of training to do this.
Sure, or maybe they even went to local dojos.
That's what I'm saying.
To get,
like
people
for at least for a while,
100%.
Now here's the lady from the audience who just got brought up on stage, and she is gonna upshow or do just fine. And of course she just picks the bamboo staff to go against the sword. That's actually called a bokken. A wooden training sword is called a bokken.
Well, she's hot, whoever she is.
The one, which one? The one in the.
They both are. They're both like super.
They're both very
attractive.
All right, I'm getting out in front of you guys here. You're in horny jail now.
I'll take it. Man.
You guys are going
Rick,
there.
Rick will take horny jail.
Look
with
at her.
With the girl in the gray. Yes.
They both look great, dude. They're both super
That's her main
attractive.
character who, there's been, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 minutes into this. I think she wears a different wardrobe in every single scene.
So's he. Look how hot that dude is.
Okay. Let's focus back on
Would subscribe to his OnlyFans.
Not judging or implying anything. Whatever leanings or inclinations you may have, those are entirely your own. Those opinions and views could be found elsewhere on the internet. Let's just focus on the Lady Ninja, right?
Nah.
No?
No, she's been upstaged at this point, my man.
Okay, that lady's fugly there in the white. She's a little rough. Can we agree on that?
Her? No.
I don't know, man. She looks pretty good.
No. Yeah, she's
I think
alright.
you just don't like that her hairstyle is kind of
Her
like
hairstyle. Yeah, it's that perm.
It's because it's the perm.
Yeah, it's not a
but
good
her
look.
face is fine, man.
Yeah, she
Like,
looks
if
good.
she had a different hairstyle, totally.
Yeah, she's cute.
She'd be cute.
Yeah, I can be very superficial, but who can't? Who can't?
Not me if I like that dude on the.
See, here we go again. Now she's got a
Now she
polka-dot
did her
dress
hair
on.
all up.
Yeah. Bring back that bowler hat. We should get that bowler hat and hang it on the curtain behind you.
Everyone
Gonna
should
run
have,
out of room.
Everyone should have spider makeup.
Yeah, we should just do Roid Warriors makeup.
Oh,
I wonder if they had to pay
a good
royalties
idea.
to Hawk or Animal to get the permission to use that blue on there. They probably did. Animal probably got like a check for $6.
he probably ripped it off. In his movie.
Here's about $3.50.
Yeah.
Probably went and just bought a beer or something. Don't even.
You know, for a while I thought about wearing dress pants and suspenders and a button-up shirt to work, like a little shabby suit.
Yeah.
I thought about doing that. That'd be my whole.
That'd be
style.
your old style.
Yeah, I went to a tattoo convention one time and I saw this dude. He was.
You know what, Rick? You'd look really good. I'll just say that.
I think I agree with you. Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
I would. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Now, talking about real good, I like this.
As
lady
long
here
as
in
it's
the
not
pink.
overpriced.
No, $5 a month.
How about the lady in the pink here, right?
Super
Yeah, she's
attractive.
cute, too.
So are her henchmen. Look at those. They're poured into those suits.
That guy's got a bowl cut.
Yeah, she's.
I don't think in any timeline a bowl cut has been attractive.
Unless you're Mo Howard, I think that's
I was
the
gonna
only
say-
person that it works for is Mo Howard.
Yeah, Mo pulled it off. He's the only one that can do it. Who else? Well, in the 80s, like every kid.
Me when I was 8.
You had a bowl cut too? Dude, I think I had one when I was 11, so don't feel bad.
That's.
I think
that
it's
just goes
because it's
with
the
little kid.
only cut
Yeah.
that your mom could do or your parents could do.
I think
it was
I've-
easy.
I think I voluntarily got one.
I'd be like, "Hey, mom, I need a haircut," and she'd just be like, "Okay, bowl cut it is."
Yeah.
I'm going to trump you guys. My mom was a beautician, so I actually had access to
My mom
good
said she
haircuts.
was too.
You had good
so-
haircuts?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was a fucking weird looking kid forever until I grew my hair out when I
Yeah.
was 15. I was
When
fucking weird.
when I
looking.
decided to grow my hair out when I was like 12 or 13,
Yeah.
and I didn't cut it until I was like 16.
Yeah, you had long hair?
Yeah, I had longer hair.
I had long hair from when I was 18 to 21 because I played the drums and stuff. And I
Yeah,
was really
yeah.
into like
So,
hair
yeah.
band stuff.
So you had long hair?
Oh, look at the shot of this lady climbing the rope.
Okay, you are going to horny jail now.
Yeah, she looks great. I don't want to keep talking about how superficial, but I can't.
But
You know,
she
you
fell,
look
she
over
fell.
at it, you're like, oh man, everyone's in horny jail now. All of the listeners, if
Everybody-
you're watching at home, go to horny jail.
Everybody's going to horny jail.
Look at they're getting stretched over the ropes and the poles. I guess the one in the black and orange doesn't mind it. She's like, oh yeah, my thighs are getting.
Well, okay,
That's
Rob,
a real good stretch.
this is what you find in OnlyFans. This is
Yeah.
the content that you see: women tied up with ropes.
This is pre OnlyFans. Swimsuits and all.
You know, I was going to make a Patreon for our page at some point and do all the bonus episodes on there, the little bonus video clips.
Oh, look at her. She's getting into it. She's like getting her reps in. And
yeah, you got it, man. That's pre-yoga days.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Chinese rope torture. This is actually like a prison sentence.
Just got to make sure you're flexible, man.
Her bathing suit there on the left looks like it's like the Men on a Mission from WWF.
Yes.
It's the purple and yellow.
She looks like she's
Mabel.
she's about to go cheerlead for the Lakers.
Dude,
look
what
at her.
is this
She is just rocking it.
She's yeeting.
We got some mud wrestling going on now.
Dude,
now everybody is definitely in horny jail.
Yeah.
Even the director of this movie.
It's inescapable. Oh, look at this poor bastard.
That's the director right there.
Now watch. They're going to come snag him.
Yep.
Boom.
He's in horny jail too.
Oh, God, help. But not really, though. Nobody come to my rescue. He goes, I'm enjoying this too much.
Oh, man, she just, like, fell super hard on her arm, though. Did you see that?
Yeah.
She seriously, like, got hurt on that shit.
They're just dragging him through the mud.
Dude, he's loving it. He loves it.
I don't think there's any...
I wonder how much he had to pay for that.
I don't think there's any
$6.99
actors
a month.
union in 1983 China. You got the shit kicked out of you on set. It's like, take a salt tablet, right?
Yeah, take these leftover methamphetamine
Look at these
tablets
poses.
from World War II.
That's what I mean. Like that lady there in the pink pants.
That's a
Look at that.
dope-ass
She is
pose.
just going
Man,
ham.
that's awesome. Whoa,
Oh.
she went all the way over.
I would paralyze myself if I tried to do that.
If I could do that, I would.
That's the
Only I would snap
Dude.
every bone in my body.
That's the spider walk from
my
Exorcist.
Yeah.
You know?
Look at
That's
that
what
one
Bray
in the red
Wyatt
top.
used to do.
Look at the one in the red top.
I can't see any tops, but
Well,
what's happening right now is fine.
They were lingering a little bit too close to not the top area there.
Okay, watch as she sits up right there.
With the haircut? I think I
No,
had
the
haircut
red
when I was
top. It's got
12.
the nice black laces across everything there.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
know,
real tiny top.
again, I was a fucking weird looking kid back to what I was saying before. Until you should see photos of me. I think I posted one on
I think
Facebook.
you got some on your Facebook, man.
When I
You,
was 12.
like, real young.
Yeah, dude. I wore like those weird like printed pants. Remember those like super weird like 80s or 90s printed Zubaz pants or whatever?
I do. They'd be like neons and maybe they'd have like stripes and like a triangle like with some
triangle
marks
shit.
and stuff like that.
I wore those because I, for whatever reason, loved them, and I loved like neon surf anything. Again, like being fixated with surfing and skating, but being too fat to do anything about it. It's where the name of our show comes from. And then like Simpsons t-shirts. All I wore was like Simpsons t-shirts. I had a million of them.
Nice.
And then, yeah.
Did you have a Max Headroom sweatshirt?
No.
Like a yellow or lime green one.
I wish
Remember
I
Max
did.
Headroom?
Yeah, in fact, I just watched this big documentary on him recently.
Wasn't he somehow linked to selling Coca-Cola or chips or something? What was he?
Yeah, it was a Pepsi
Pepsi?
ad. Did you know that all of that Max Headroom stuff was all practical effects?
Yeah, like kind of digital.
The background it was makeup that he put on.
Oh, okay.
And then there was like the background was all like handmade stuff to make it look like it was computer, but it wasn't. It's cool. It's a cool little story, the Max Headroom stuff. And of course,
this lady's about to go ham on this dude for looking at him
Oh,
without
yeah.
paying for her OnlyFans.
The subtitles actually said, "Go on, keep staring."
where's my
fuck
$6.99 a
off.
month?
She was like, "What are you looking at, asshole?" Because he was
Oh, look
lingering
at that!
right
She said,
on.
"Effing pervert."
Yeah.
If you wear a top like that, do you really have the right to get too angry
Yes.
if someone notices?
I don't know. You should put it on and find out.
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
You can get angry if someone acknowledges that you're in a top like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. because
What if she just wants to wear that? That's her choice.
Yeah, exactly. These days, things have changed. See, you're not on. That's one thing on the internet that you're missing out on, is the cultural shift that's taken place in the last
Because
30 years.
that's one step away almost from like victim blaming.
right.
You know what I mean? So it's like
asking for it.
when people are saying that women are wearing like short skirts and asking to be assaulted.
Oh, no.
They're
I'm
not asking for any of your attention by wearing outfits like that.
Right.
You know, so
Things have changed.
maybe if they just want to wear it because they want to wear it, then good for them.
Right. It's definitely weird. Yeah. So
I didn't mean that so she's asking to be like attacked. But
not. But you know what I'm saying. Like, do they have a right to be offended if someone comments on it? Yes, you do. These days, you do because you always have, but there's been a big cultural shift in bringing awareness to like catcalling and things like that are just like really inappropriate.
or like if you're at the If you're on a treadmill, then you got the jock who's like in a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Mr. Olympia that's right next door to you. He's got like the spaghetti muscle shirt on, you know. So I guess maybe there's more kind of, I don't want to say, not necessarily body shaming, but they don't like people to do something like that could like shame somebody else. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, things have definitely changed, and especially in my line of work, I see people coming into the shop. A lot of people don't wear bras or underwear, or they're very scantily clad, and they walk around that way. And things in the past 5-10 years is very different than it used to be. And like, you can't comment on it, you can't say anything about it. You think whatever you want, but
no modesty. That's the line I was trying to get, is less modesty.
But and again, yeah, though, and that's a social construct. I think you should have good taste and probably not expose yourself in public. I feel like it might be a good idea.
See, that's what I was trying. Like,
but
yeah,
you know, there's a certain level of, but that doesn't mean you don't respect yourself or respect others. Some people are just sort of like tired of living under these like social confines. They want to kind of break out a little bit and push the boundaries and get everyone, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so what they're trying to do is like kind of push the norm. They're trying to take control back of their own bodies.
That's a good way to put it.
So they don't want to, even guys too. So sure. It's not just the ladies or anybody else as well.
I don't remember this part of the movie taking up so much time, because we're not really, it's not really a training montage. I don't know exactly what you would call this, but it's basically we're introducing these women as alluring, right?
This is a highly inappropriate
This
scene.
movie is it's a thing of its time.
It's a product of its time, yeah,
it's
for
a
sure.
product of its time.
For sure, and I think that, I don't understand a lot about the Asian films at this time and what they were doing and the kind of sexuality they would inject in these movies, but it's definitely a guy's movie.
No, this is like a Three Stooges bit, like turbo undress, like
turbo undressing,
like the Benny Hill music in the background, like yakety yak.
Whoa, okay, so these dudes just like took all their clothes off and were gonna attack her.
They're all humping the grass,
and they just like stopped the they shut the camera off, and they had her walk 50 feet, and they turned the camera back on, and it appeared like she teleported. Well, they do that a lot with the smoke effects and the vanishing, and it's a very charming little effect. It's also a very empowering scene for these women. And if you think about it, that the message that we're saying is they're conveying that in this movie by
they're using that to their power. They're using that to their advantage.
Yeah.
They're using their bodies to their advantage.
Yeah.
Those soldiers all got killed with throwing stars. And those soldiers are wearing like World War II Japanese Army uniforms. Seriously, that's what they were. Those are like
World
costume
War II
pieces.
Stuff? Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm curious if any a martial arts historian sort of went through and tied these costumes to anywhere else and was able to see. Cause
I think they just found them at a local thrift store or something.
Or maybe some of these film companies have like a props department and stuff like that. So those are probably only a certain amount of wardrobe stuff.
Well, like the Shaw Studios probably had everything, because they had a lot of garish gowns and sparkles and sort of things like that. And
now we're going to see our villains here slaughter this warehouse of locals, and we're going to kind of see that each of these has their own fighting style. Like this guy is good with the sword. The lady in the black does a lot of kicks. That guy there just beats people up. See, he's just kind of like a strong man kind of thing. Or is that a whip he's using, Greg?
I couldn't tell. It was hard to see it. He looked like he was whipping something around.
And this guy, there's the guy that kind of has that weird boomerang type.
Yeah, he's got the
sword, almost like a Gurkha,
like a sword. Yeah,
it looks great. They look super cool. I mean, I love all the costumes in this movie. Even the fake bald head guy right there. He looks awesome. These guys look cool. Bad. Yeah,
that's I think what makes it so bad is that shave like 3/4 of your head to paint it blue as a spider,
except for like the back. Like he's got a big bald spot like up here, but he's got like it's like almost like a mullet, like a bald mullet,
dude. Like
he looks like Hulk Hogan if Hulk Hogan did
basically
on the back of his neck.
Yeah, like that's the hair I would grow if I could grow hair.
Yeah.
You know what the deal is with these guys? I figured it out. These guys look they're dressed like action figures, like 80s action.
Yeah, they're trying to sell action figures.
There we go. That's what it looks like. They were
trying to branch out into that, try to make some money.
They look like ninja G.I. Joes. And that's awesome. That appeals to the 8-year-old in me for sure. But have you guys seen? I don't know if you guys have been to Walmart or Target lately. They're re-releasing all the old G.I. Joes in new packaging and like cheaper plastic.
I didn't see anyone.
But I was at Walmart last night, and they actually have some of the Masters of the Universe. I just saw He-Man.
Yeah, they do have
but
those.
They don't have the swords and stuff. But it's like the same type of artwork. The blue background with the red rocks.
They're cool.
They are cool.
I thought about picking them up, and I'm like, eh.
They're like $20 a piece.
Yeah. Did you see, if you went in the toy aisle, right in the very end, they have a Forbidden Planet robot?
Oh.
That's like this big. And they have like a Godzilla. I think that's that big too.
Nice.
Did you see that there?
I didn't see it when we went. No,
dude.
But
I almost thought about it. They have like those big King Kongs too on the bottom.
That'd
shelf.
be badass.
Yeah, big. But they're a little too kid-like.
Yeah,
I know that sounds silly, but
it is in the kids' aisle. But
I guess what I mean is it's not like an adult collectible, like a NECA style King Kong.
So our ladies here just jumped out of a set of lions that looked like they were styrofoam lions and attacked this guy. Of course, it didn't work.
I love the smoke bombs in these movies. I think it's a really cool practical effect. It's a very Batman style thing to do.
Yeah.
And I like it. I think it looks cool.
Plus, it gives them a chance to get away, right? Like they disorientate the enemies and then they make the run for it.
Maybe we should get smog or smoke for our film set to have like billowy.
I'm gonna get a fog machine.
Maybe
for a Halloween episode, like some eerie free sound samples in the background.
Yep.
Put a small fog machine back here somewhere.
Now, what's going on here is
we wouldn't be able to see anything.
She is introducing these villains to the group. She's describing them each. Like, this guy uses special weapons. Actually, she's telling the rest of her women about these people. And now they're going to come up with a plan on how to kill each and every one of them.
That's just a sharpened boomerang.
Cool. See, a Jeet Kune Do expert. So Jeet Kune Do is
skilled with whips and a fluid fighter.
Bruce Lee's
so he must have been using a whip earlier.
He could kill a bull with one punch.
Oh, she's nude. I thought it said fluid lighter at first, and I was like, wait, what's gonna happen? Oh, we have our first nudity.
He frequents brothels where he likes to abuse the staff.
That's super cool. They have the drawings of the villains on the wall with some.
I was wrong. That's a scorpion tattoo, not a spider. I feel bad that I was saying that was a spider all this time.
Like, you wouldn't be able to tell what it is. I mean, it looks terrible.
It's just a big blue blob.
It just looked like a big blue blob, yeah.
This movie is like a mix of, I don't know, like Enter the Dragon. Like, you remember the beginning of Enter the Dragon when he comes in and he's like, this is your mission and this is what you have to do. Kind of like that versus, like, mixed with what? I don't know, like...
It's hard to put this into context because there's some sleazy stuff in here. There's some, like I said, the stuff about the lady's costume. I kind of inadvertently implied other stuff that I wasn't necessarily meaning to.
I don't think so.
But there's nothing else kind of quite like this. If you notice now, though, a lot of the graininess seems to have gone away. So maybe part of the original copy is a little better now. Doesn't the film look a little better now?
You can still see it a little bit here and there. It's not as often.
Yeah, it's not as pronounced as the. Yeah, typically when they do the transfers, they clean all that stuff up, and I don't know. It does look better.
You can still see a little bit if you're really looking.
I think that maybe what it is when they shot this portion of the film, they had the camera set properly and they had it lit properly. And in the very beginning, when they were shooting outdoors, everything was very washed out.
Yeah, because this looks nice, I think. This right here doesn't look bad.
It looks really good. They did a good job. So.
Yeah, when we get up against that white wall there, you can kind of see them here and there.
Here's the first American in the film.
Who is referred to as a white bastard.
A white bastard.
How rude. Inconsiderate, you're goddamn useless.
Yeah, he's probably useless.
You're all dick and no balls. That's the tagline for our show. You're all dick and no balls.
All dick and no balls.
Are you all dick and no balls? Welcome to Too Fat, Too Steak.
Oh, she looks awesome. You know she's going to be trouble when she walks. Is she the madam of the brothel?
No, this is our main character again in the black and white.
She looks cool.
She has so many wardrobes. Half the budget probably was for her clothing.
They just probably found that stuff at the thrift store. Look at all that money.
See, now it's getting grainy again here, so now the quality's kind of starting to reverse. She says,
It just depends on where they're shooting.
Yeah, and how the film is lit. They got some weird lighting in this movie.
Or lack thereof. Do you think that's it? It's not properly lit?
When you have film that's super grainy, and they're really out of focus too, look how blurry that is. If it gets a lot of interference and blurry, then it's not bright enough. You get a lot of that.
Yeah, they probably didn't have everything that they needed.
If it's open too much, your camera, you're going to let too much dark in. You got to compensate.
Plus, you got to think of when was this movie shot.
Sure.
They didn't probably have the best equipment to shoot this.
I don't know a lot about
this movie with either.
Yeah.
And I think our guy that likes to frequent the brothels is going to be the first on the hit list, because we're spending some time here at the brothels talking about you got to lure him into bed. So I think the Jeet Kune Do guy with the whip and he's going to be the first one to get killed.
Probably, yeah. Probably. Well, this movie just flew by, didn't it? Hour and 15 minutes already.
Really?
Yeah, flew by. Well, actually, no, our show is an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That's how long we've been recording.
We didn't start.
Oops. I forgot that we didn't start the movie right away.
But we're probably at least 45 minutes into this.
Yeah, an hour into it or something like that.
Sure. It's kind of hard to put this in with other kung fu movies.
It certainly stands alone. It's not like a Riki-Oh or an Enter the Ninja or anything like that, or a Ninja 3, The Domination.
Certainly no Ninja. Beverly Hills Ninja.
Certainly no Beverly Hills Ninja.
Definitely not like that either. Now are those teeth? Is that a set of like vampire teeth? Is she going to bite him with the teeth? That's what
I think she gave him some poison or something.
Gave her
some poison or something.
And they don't really make
ninja. Something chapstick. I don't know.
They don't really make ninja movies anymore. The last one they made was that Ninja Assassin or something. Wasn't it called Ninja, or was it just called Ninja in 2008 or 2007?
I don't remember.
Yeah, there's two of them. There's a couple of them. I remember.
I liked that. I enjoyed it.
I watched a little bit of it. There was something like on a crotch rocket motorcycle or like in a parking garage. Everything was moving really fast. It just looked kind of...
Maybe that could be your next project, Rick. When you go back to filmmaking, you can make a Ultimate Ninja versus Bigfoot.
That's a really good idea. Because what better person to find a Bigfoot than a ninja?
Yeah, the Ultimate Ninja. He's got to grow to like 10 feet tall, or however tall you want Bigfoot to be.
Well, he would be like, they say, in order to prove the existence of Bigfoot, you have to like have a body.
Yeah.
So what he would do ultimately, I would imagine, is he would just like cover him. Well, he would cover himself in like Bigfoot shit or something.
Yeah.
Like he'd be camping in the woods.
He'd be totally ninja.
Yeah.
To try to find Bigfoot.
Yeah, he's like, for example, what if it's like a Bruce Wayne situation where he comes down from the mountains and he's been training for however long.
Yeah.
And then he runs into a Bigfoot when he's on his way back to the thing, and he's like, oh shit, there's
he doesn't find one until he's on the way home.
Yeah, and then he's like, well, I'm going to capture this thing, and here's its poop, and I'm going to put it, and now I have to hide from it, and it can't find me. This guy's got a whip.
This guy's like, are you turned on by my whip? to add a little excitement.
Creepy. Some creepo vibes.
I like that. Let's have a drink first.
Let's not.
Oh, she's going to try to poison him with this, and he's going to... Nope.
Oh, jeez, what a shot that was.
This guy is definitely not very gentle with the ladies. He's very rough. I don't like that lipstick. Wipe it off.
Well, you can tell he's a jerk because he has the gauntlets on. Because the good guys never wear gauntlets like that.
No, you have to graduate from bad guy school to get those gauntlets.
That's what they give you when you graduate.
Okay, so every attempt she's made is failing. She tried to poison him with the tea. I think she tried to kiss him with the deadly lipstick. He's wiping off the lipstick. Now she's going to have to bite him with those gold teeth to kill him.
Well, the next one is going to be the finger up the old wazoo. They'll pull his prostate out.
Yep.
Oh, I really hope we don't see
more nudity.
Man, more nudity. We've got more nudity in this movie.
This guy is just being so rough.
He is, but don't worry, Greg. He's not going to survive this film.
Good Lord.
He is going to get his comeuppance.
He is like giving her a reverse bear hug. Just like, Jesus Christ.
This movie...
Like, I don't care if he had to pay for this exchange. There's no way.
Yeah, he's going to get killed here real soon.
We're going to get our first booty shot.
Yeah.
Or the I've got a little bit of butt crack there.
And this is on YouTube. For just a reminder.
Just for free.
There's giant boobs on YouTube everywhere.
Watch. Here she's going to get them. See?
Ooh.
Yeah,
So that's him.
He deserved that. I'll just say that. That guy was an asshole.
He was an asswipe. Ooh, look, there's a good shot of his corpse there.
And the punctuation marks.
Cool.
So, yeah. Now this has actually been a nod to vampires. Maybe Christopher Lee went to China on hire of these women assassins.
What a freaking costume that this guy has going on, the rainbow guy here.
I know. Yeah, is that like one of those ponchos? Like, is that a
looks
like
like
an Aztec-themed
rug?
rug?
Looks like he cut out this uniform or his costume from like a hot air balloon.
Or like one of those Southwest kind of motifs.
Yeah.
Imagine being the dude with the scorpion, and you're like, man, I gotta get up and go to the office. It's like 7:30. I gotta be there. I gotta paint the scorpion on my head. And this guy's texting me, you gotta bring Starbucks for the boss. I gotta paint the scorpion on my head. Dude. Like,
it's gonna take him 4 hours to paint that scorpion.
Whoa! There was no texting in 1983. He would have been waiting for a telegram.
I'm just saying.
He would have got a phone call.
Smoke signal.
A smoke signal.
Yeah, and then this guy's got to throw his carpet on and just roll out of bed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's got
smoke his cigarettes.
All he has to do is go in his living room and pick up the throw rug and cut it in half. He's like, I got my vest. I'm all set.
You know, I quit smoking so many years ago that every time I see someone smoking, I really want to smoke.
No, that's interesting. I know
really
I've had some other friends that have quit recently, and my wife has quit. My father-in-law has quit. You still have the urge after how many years?
I haven't had a cigarette since 2007.
And right now, you could if you walk by and you smell like the cigarette smoke, does it?
No, I hate the smell of it.
The smell is the worst.
It smells terrible. I hate it.
So the smell doesn't issue give like a craving for it.
No, it's just the visual.
I don't know who would like the smell of cigarette smokes, even like smokers. I don't know. Like, I grew up in a cigarette house. My mom smoked a lot.
Yeah.
And my brother smokes, and I hate the smell. Like, I just hate it. It's terrible.
Smoked?
No. Like,
how about I
did.
Like pipe tobacco. See, I love the smell of pipe tobacco.
I don't mind it.
I didn't smoke cigarettes. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
that's fine. We don't need to get into specifics. You're all.
Everybody already knows. Yeah,
sure. But you know what's weird though is you'll know this when you smoke dope and then you smell a cigarette. It smells different.
Yeah.
It's got a different smell.
Yeah, it does.
But I don't know. I always loved smoking cigarettes when I was a kid, and then. You know, I grew up and I had children of my own, and then I just,
put it away.
The doctor told me, he said, you have no visible, there's nothing wrong with your lungs, but if you quit smoking now, you'll never develop any problems. And I said, okay.
So I'll do it.
So I'll do it. And I thought that, like, I don't want to have that regret when I'm like 60. Think like, geez, like what was, I'm like, I have COPD now or something. And what was all of it for? Absolutely nothing. And you can't unring that bell.
No, it tells you on the box you're going to get sick.
It's too late.
It does.
So I decided.
Once you realize it's already too late.
It's too late.
So I smoke cigars once in a while,
mm-hmm.
but I may go, because Schwarzenegger was a big influence on me as a little kid. Like,
mm-hmm.
I wanted to learn how to ride a Harley because of Terminator 2.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him puffing on the cigar in the helicopter in the movie Predator, so I have to smoke cigars when I'm older. Not saying that's a good thing,
mm-hmm.
but I love cigars because of Schwarzenegger.
What about Marlena with Goldust and Marlena? Was she a bigger influence?
She was more of a bigger influence and trying to find something else, I guess. Maybe not a cigar, but look for other stuff. We don't need to specify.
She's just like teleporting all over the place. Oh man.
Is that necessary?
Skirt?
Just snatched her booty shorts right off.
Look at that. Wow, there's one more layer. Is that necessary, Greg?
Absolutely not. I mean, for her case, to have one more layer underneath that skirt, yeah, absolutely, she should.
This movie is borderline softcore porn.
I mean, yeah.
It really is, with the amount of, like, weird, like, sensual...
yeah.
sensual.
Look at they're moving on to the lady on lady here, this is very...
They're in the octagon.
Now, you wait. There's already been mud wrestling. If I remember, someone unleashes, like, a cord, and this is like an oil wrestling match. So this is where here it is. So they're going to fight to the death in a oil match.
That's a waste of oil.
That's a lot of oil. Who's going to clean that up? Now you've got the production assistant like, oh my God.
That's enough oil for the U.S. to invade.
Yeah, dude.
I remember there's part of the scene that's kind of bloody. I think the villain gets her head rammed into those wooden posts over and
don't
over.
ruin it for us.
No, I'm not ruining it for you. I just want to set the anticipation. Take off your high heels. You're not going to fight well in high heels.
Jeez.
I don't think you're going to fight well in this, in anything, unless you have already fought in this.
It's supposed to be oil, but I would imagine it's just
water.
Water?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's supposed to look like oil with the dark, but you could tell when they're splashing it up.
Oh my God, that's where
She's
Sable
got the
got
Sable
the idea
uniform
for...
going on.
Wow.
This is 15 years before Sable made it all boner-inducing.
Well, that could be where the costume designer got his inspiration from.
You know, again, I miss the cheesy sound effects because all those stomps and things that don't hit would be like whoosh, whoosh, bah, 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 whoosh,
Yeah.
whoosh.
I mean, how can you tell it's water? Because it's all clear when it's splashing.
Oh, yeah, then as opposed to like a yellowy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Got the Andre the Giant all tied up in the ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the way it ripples like that. It's way too viscous to be
It's,
oil.
yeah.
We got some choking going on here.
Somebody's walking upstairs. Maybe it's the ghost. Yeah, it's weird. Like when I'm recording down here during the week, I hear lots of weird noises when I'm here alone.
Ooh,
Gotta
elbow
be a
to the
ghost.
sternum.
Right to the sternum.
Was that the fiance coming back?
I don't know. It's the horny ghost.
It's the horny ghost.
I thought she was going to give her a snapmare there, Greg, for a minute. Reverse chin lock, or like the good... Here we go. Watch the
Can
blood
only
go.
do to 10, though.
Did you see the blood go flying
Yeah,
off
the
her
little
head?
bit of blood there.
That's the only blood in the movie. But you know, for being on YouTube, it looks like a nice movie. It's probably
Uh-oh. Boom!
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh,
she's done.
She's getting crushed.
She-
The end of the traitor.
granted, she's a villain. But
She just
got
magically
left out in-
teleported to the outside of the bad guy's castle there.
Yeah.
They got a gurney, of course.
And that guy in the tan suit is so pissed he busted like the sign, the end of the traitor sign. Get her inside!
This is bad.
yeah, bad news.
What is this, like 1313 Villain Lane or something?
Yeah.
Their hideout doesn't look very well concealed, right?
It's not a hideout, man. They're putting in obvious.
They're showing all
Man,
the
that
corpses.
scorpion looks terrible.
It does.
That is so bad.
But that suit game, man.
I like that
that
suit.
suit.
That's like
That's on
$4 at
point.
the Salvation Army.
I could go find that today for like $5.
Look at the mustache on the guy in the middle.
That's a big broom.
Yeah, they all got sweet stashes, except for Scorpion Head Man.
Look at that hair. He's got the sideburns and about an inch of hair that goes over his ears, curves down the back of his head, and his hair goes almost to his neck.
It's got to be a hairpiece, like a bald cap, you know. Because you're not going to convince anyone to cut their hair like that. Maybe the bald cap didn't cover his whole head, and they're like, "Fuck it, we're just gonna
Just roll with it.
gonna
We can't afford another one.
yeah."
Another one's
We
gonna
spent
cost $4.
$12 on this.
We spent all the money on that Sable costume.
I honestly don't remember there being so much like feminine kind of pulchritude in this movie. I guess I really don't remember that.
I mean, I would, because of the way it's happening, I would think that the women know it's happening, and they're using that to their advantage. Like I kind
maybe
of said
get the guys
earlier.
to lower their guard a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know if you guys ever had it because your guys are kind of big, but when I was a kid, I was real tiny. I was real small.
So was I.
I was a skinny fucker, and people would always underestimate me. Yeah. Even now today, I kind of just laugh at them. I'm like, okay, fuck it. But I used to get in a lot of fights when I was younger, so people would underestimate me, and I would just punch them or whatever, and just like, fuck it.
I've never been in a fight.
I think there was one time, kind of on a related note, I was home on break from being overseas, and my brother challenged me to like a wrestling match.
Yeah.
My brother was like, he's like a normal sized guy. He's like 6 foot tall, about 200 pounds.
Yeah.
I was still relatively skinny. I was probably only like maybe 140 pounds at the time. Still pretty tall, but I choked him out in about 30 seconds.
Good for you, man.
You're about 6 foot tall, right?
I'm like 5'10".
You're 5'10"?
Yeah.
Oh my! I thought I was 5'10". I'm
watch
you're
this.
taller than me.
There it is, Greg. Look at how he just flipped that
nice
spider net out of
spider
his backpack.
I'm
What is
a
it
little
attaching
bit
to?
shorter than 5'10".
Really?
Yeah, just a little
I
bit.
must be shorter than that then, because
I was like 5'9" and 3/4 without shoes or whatever.
So that's spider web net attached to something to just instantly get tore down.
I just rounded up. To 5'10" because whatever is that, I don't care.
I was about 6'5.5". So
you're
I just
yeah,
6'6".
Yeah, you're
6'6",
tall.
right?
Yeah.
I was a really skinny kid. I was really skinny until I hit about puberty, and then I got fat. But
he
but
can actually take the blade off that sword and throw it. So I was right to say boomerang.
Tiny, scrawny little kid.
Yeah, I was really skinny until I was about, I don't know, 30 years old.
30 years old. I think I just remember one summer when I gained all my weight is when me and my parent, we moved around a lot, and I was about 12 or 13, and I just sat inside all summer playing video games and eating like terrible food, and I didn't have any friends in the area because we moved around so much, and I just sat and gained a lot of weight over the summer, and then didn't want to exercise.
I think it was my age. When my metabolism kind of went, my weight kind of started happening, and then my wife feed me all this delicious food,
right,
which is fine. So I'm not upset with it.
Yeah, and when they say you gain weight when you're in a relationship too.
Yeah,
because you were pretty slender when we first. Not that you're not slender now, but you when we first met,
it all went to my belly.
Yeah.
Well, that's just stored energy. If we want to do something later, we're all set.
Right, exactly. After I lost all my weight, I'm really cold all the time, and that's where I carry all my weight, right in the middle.
Yep. I'm about 6 inches taller than my dad was, and I'm probably about 100 pounds heavier, and he would just be soaking wet. So he was probably about 175 pounds his entire adult life. He'd be outside doing something, and he's just ringing. So some of it's genetics, and then the fact that I'm physically just a lot bigger than he was. I find summer to be almost oppressive.
Really?
Yeah.
I can imagine that.
My weight has stayed within about 10 pounds for like the past 15 years or so.
Well, you're lucky.
So, it goes up and down a little bit. I definitely know I could lose some, but I had a physical once before going to Jefferson, and the doctor pulls out this little circle. It's like blowing the dust off it and turning it. And he goes, "Oh, you should be about 220 pounds." I says, "Yeah, good luck with that." He goes, "Well, what do you mean?" I says, "Last time I was 220 pounds, I was 18.
Yeah.
20 years later, I'm not going to go back to 220 pounds.
Yeah, right.
It's just...
Yeah. And you may not... you're probably just healthy at the weight that you're at. And that's just where it's just...
I could definitely lose some. I'm definitely going to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
We're at that age, Rick, where, we have to do a lot more.
We have to work a lot harder to lose that weight than we once had to.
Exactly. And, my weight fluctuates, between 5 and 15 pounds all the time, depending on what I eat.
Yeah, I think I fluctuate between 5 and 10 pounds.
Maybe 5 and 10. Yeah, and it's tough. It's like I have to work twice as hard. I got to walk 7 to 10, 12, 14 miles to take off 5 pounds, and
then you eat a cheeseburger, and then you gained it right back.
Oh, dude, it's
like
super
you work
annoying.
out all week.
Yeah,
you might have lost 2 pounds.
Yeah,
all week or whatever. Like, if you work out all month and you lose 5 pounds, and then you look at a milkshake, and
you look at it, dude.
You gain 10 pounds.
It's annoying.
I can't walk down that aisle at the gas station. The Slim Jims will just put 5 pounds on my ass and go over there.
Yeah, that's it's tough, and especially if you're in a relationship, or if you're in a relationship with someone who smokes a lot of weed and eats a lot of junk food. That is what I am. She smokes a lot of weed, she eats a lot of junk food, and it's like, man.
And she's really young though, still too, isn't she?
She's really young, and she's real fit. She's very
fit,
and she can just do whatever she wants. And I'm like, you know what?
I was at that age once,
right. I remember my first beer, but
Yamamoto's going to be next.
Wait till you hit 35, and your body betrays you.
Or your older 20s, once you're 28.
Yeah, dude.
You get closer to that 30 mark, and your body starts to okay, it's kind of on the downfall there.
I'm glad you said that, Greg, because I remember hitting 30.
Yeah,
it's like I was carrying a big box and the bottom falls out of the box.
Yeah.
When I hit 30, I started to physically feel a lot different.
Dude,
I'd wake up in the morning and what the hell? Why do I feel this way? And it's been like that for almost 11 years. So when I hit 30, everything started to change for me. More issues with my back, more issues with my knees, more issues with sleeping.
Mine too. But then, my heaviest, I was 315 pounds. For my size, that's not good. Then when I lost all that weight, all those health issues I had went away. Every single one of them.
Oh yeah, and as men, carrying a lot of weight around your waist is linked like with heart issues and blood pressure. So
all that shit
definitely
went
not
away.
healthy.
Extra stress on your knees too.
Yeah. So and then like dropping all those pant sizes and everything, I feel so much fucking better. I really do. But
back to the movie here. The guy in the lovely multicolored vest has been dispatched, Greg. He got hung.
Sweet.
Our lady actually hung him over like the rafters in the warehouse. His spiderweb net did not kill our main character. So now Mr. Yamamoto, a.k.a. Scorpion Head, he's going to be the next on the hit list.
she says
They're
you
going through these villains like nothing.
She said you might be good with sleeping with men, but I'm better at fighting them. She said. With some red ninjas.
They even have a little bit of professional rivalry there, right, between them. You may be good at this, but I'm better at that. I
like the red ninjas. It does remind me of the Chuck Norris ninjas. They had the action figures. They had the red one and the black one.
Yep.
Really
Did you ever see the Octagon with Chuck Norris?
I have the Octagon, yeah. I got it on DVD somewhere. I found it in the bin at Walmart for like $3 or $5 or whatever it was.
Found it in the $5 bin.
Yeah, definitely.
This guy's got perfect makeup in bed.
And look at
the lipstick and the eyeliner.
And he's pretending to be
contoured,
but he knows
perfectly on the cheeks.
Very cool fight scene. The thing about this movie, there's a lot of really good, nicely choreographed fight scenes that I really enjoy.
For as much makeup is on this man's face and he looks fabulous with the makeup on, that scorpion needs some work. That scorpion on his head needs some work.
Well, when you have the claws as your eyebrows,
that's a cool concept.
They really like the falling net trap in this movie, or like the rope trap. They really like that.
Well, again, it's like they're like G.I. Joes. That's what they look like. You know what I mean?
The guy is seriously fighting in like his pajamas too.
Yeah.
Oh, if I'm not mistaken, I think one of the females actually gets killed in this scene. So I don't think all of the lady hit team makes it out of this in one piece. I think the lady there in the net ends up getting killed.
Right in the gut.
What a story that is, though. Yeah. It's not completely all feel good.
Yeah, I think she ends up getting killed. See, run. Don't worry about me. Yeah, I think they get rid of her, and then they have to come up with another plan or something. So this guy is harder to kill than they thought.
Yeah, they couldn't take 2 ninjas to kill, like, these 3 people.
Ooh, that was cool. They shot that in reverse.
Yeah, they shot that in reverse. That was cool.
That's how they did that. Flip. Or they filmed it and they ran it backwards. And
more smoke bombs.
Careful of that bathrobe, man, jumping like that.
Yeah.
Oh, see, they're torturing her. They got her.
Wow. That's why that's why they were doing the ropes earlier, right there.
to get ready for
this. Yeah.
What would this do besides make her sick? It looks like her weight is pretty well distributed.
I mean, to be stretched out like that, that's not going to be comfortable.
Sure.
It kind of looks like more of a torture rack.
Like a hamster wheel. She's on a big hamster wheel.
Well, dude, for the actor, the stunt actor on that wheel, that would suck.
Yeah.
When you go around that curve and all your blood just rushes to your head like that.
Yeah.
Like your neck is whipping back and forth, and the stress it puts on your joint. Look at that. That's got to suck,
like
man.
the shoulders.
They're going pretty quick, too, with that turn, so...
That's what I mean. I don't think there's like an actors union in 1983 Asia when they made this stuff. A lot of these people probably earned their money pretty hard, don't you
They
think?
had to get somebody that was really flexible to be comfortable with this, too. So,
and they probably didn't get paid a whole lot.
She probably got a whole $4 for this.
If they're communists, then they all got the same amount of money.
Yeah, nothing.
Right? Nothing. You know?
Well, we can just guarantee that she's going to be dead because she just spit blood on the face of the main villain.
You don't deserve to speak to me. She is still talking trash to this guy in a suit.
I admire her spunk.
Yeah. She's got real attitude. Oh.
Touch of death. Man, he's really like wailing on her.
Yeah. Calm down, Lee. Let us handle this.
Looks like she's already dead.
Hey, who's that person in the background there laying on that table? Is that just another hapless victim? Did you see that?
He's getting the water torture.
Yep, dead.
Yeah, must have been that touch of death.
That man is out there again.
Must have learned that from
See, who's that guy in the
Hulk
background?
Hogan.
Yeah. Dude, that would suck. I would not want to be on that rack. That's terrible.
You wouldn't want to eat anything that's not going to agree with your stomach. That's for sure.
No Taco Bell before going in on the spinning wheel.
The only thing she's got going for her is that lady weighs about 85 pounds.
That's what I'm saying. She had to be really like flexible to be okay with that.
Yeah.
If they put me on there, I actually might break like the turning mechanism.
Oh, dude, Yeah,
I'd be like, can you crack my back while you're at it? Seriously. Like right here.
Yeah, they turn it like,
oh, thank you.
Yeah. Say, haha, we knew you'd fall. No, do that again. I'm almost all adjusted now.
Speaking of which, this is the most uncomfortable chair I've ever sat in my life. It looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool, but it's uncomfortable. I have no back support here, so yeah. You see me going like this, and I'm like, eh.
And then, that's just a spare chair that you should get your own chair.
I know.
You should whatever chair you want to use. That's just the only extras that I had were these two.
Actually, not too bad. I got the padded pillow in the small of my back here,
and it's fine for you.
This is pretty good. Yeah, I feel it kind of a little more like in my thighs a little bit, but yeah, this isn't about what we're sitting in. It's about what we're watching.
Yeah,
I know you were telling me about this chair before we had started this podcast, saying that thing's like really uncomfortable.
Oh, dude, that thing's
like it looks badass, but I can't imagine it being comfortable.
So probably by next week, our MC here, Greg, may have a new chair to sit in.
Yeah, if you want to, certainly bring your own chairs. If
donate
you want.
Donate to the chair fund
if you want. Yeah, please.
What about this corner couch, or would that be too hard to squeeze back here?
Yeah, it's too much.
That's a lot.
It's too much. Yeah. It's a nice wedge though. That thing, I hated that thing in my living room, and I was like, you know what, this wedge has got to go in the basement because it's annoying me. And when you have a wedge like that, when you have a big sectional couch, they tend to just be a thing that collects. It's just a space that collects things, another surface that you're going to pile something on. And it drove me nuts, so I had to get rid of it, put it down here.
Oh, here's the guy in the skeleton mask again. Remember the guy that threw the firebomb earlier when they're fighting? Now he's back here again. I know.
Another scene
she just jumped on top of a building from the ground.
It's like a 25-foot vertical.
And
that was the same
down.
shot. That was the same shot that they did. Yeah. They filmed it. They
filmed it
one
once
way, and they did it. They flipped it the other way. Yeah. You see a lot in these ninja games and ninja things where they're running on rooftops and they're putting to use that beautiful Japanese architecture. I don't know the name of it, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, it can't be good for her knees.
Yeah, it can't be. Yeah, oh yeah. Those clay tiles like that.
I want to see one of them jump on the roof and those tiles shift, and then they just go rocketing right back to the bottom.
Brutal.
I know.
I wonder how they did. They probably had wires, huh?
Oh, they had wires.
Harnesses, right? Yeah. Some type of lifting counterweight mechanism, block and tackle.
I would like to see more of the floating, jumping stuff they were doing earlier in the movie. That looked really cool. The Crouching Tiger stuff. I remember, though, when those movies were really big and that style of martial arts was huge.
Short-lived, though. Didn't last very long.
Didn't last
kind of like
long.
A little period in time there of, say, maybe 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
That was
probably not even that. Not even
yeah. Hero with Jet Li, wasn't that kind of in the same?
Oh, it was great. That one, and then the Matrix stuff, Crouching Tiger. And there was one more. There was a sequel to Crouching Tiger 2. Something else.
I picked up a used copy of Crouching Tiger, never having seen it before. I paid like $4 or $5 for it. What a find!
Such a great movie.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that probably since it came out.
Now look at this guy in his white suit.
That's how you know it's
pulling up.
Yeah, that's how you know it's the big bad.
Again, he's got the Dumb and Dumber baby blue ruffle shirt on.
The wonderful slick back hair. That looks like a wig.
What is he driving? Is it a Fifth Avenue or is it a New Yorker? I can't tell. It looks.
I couldn't tell.
Maybe
looks like
even
a Caddy.
An old Cadillac. Yeah.
That tail end looks like Cadillac.
It's
completely.
got the name of it on this. You see in the back by the
back
window.
Yeah, but they're all blocking it.
I thought it had like two words. I thought it said New Yorker or Fifth Avenue. The Chrysler Fifth Avenue was my first car. It was black and looked almost just like that.
They all did almost like that.
If I could have any current vehicle, I'd go like with a Chrysler 300. I just think those things are so sharp.
Yeah. I'd like another boat. I love my Fifth Avenue. It was an awesome car.
And comfort can be overlooked, but I like the luxury car feel. My grandpa had a Cadillac near the end of his life for a very brief time, but I remember getting a few rides in that as a little kid and just loved it.
I love the plush interior.
The upkeep of those cars, though, is kind of ridiculous because now you got to pay for everything name brand.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, you're talking about the
Cadillac,
the new cars? Oh, dude.
Even the old ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Don't let this small matter ruin things.
Yeah, you were saying earlier you're going to cut out your car payment to afford your house. I'm going to do the same thing, not to afford the house, but just because I'm tired of paying for my car.
Well, I'm almost done with mine, so I'm kind of waiting for it to just.
Did you lease? Did you lease yours?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I did too. I leased my vehicle, but you've almost had yours 3 years.
The one I've almost had for 4 years now. I think I paid a lot of it off already.
Yeah.
I'm early, but I don't care.
You know, that's good.
Yeah, it's like I called them not too long ago, and they're like, "Oh, you're early." I was like, "Yeah, I know, but I want to get this thing done and out of the way."
Yeah, it's a stone around my neck at this point.
Yeah, I was like, I just want to get this payment over with, because I'm at that point where I was like, if I had the amount of money that I if I had that amount of money, I would just pay it all off, because it's like $1,000.
Yeah,
like, I don't have $1,000 to like just give you, but if I did, like, I would just fucking pay it off right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Just not worry about it ever again.
Yeah, or maybe each subsequent payment is just a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So like your last payment then is a smaller one.
Yeah, my last one is going to be pretty small. But I don't care. I'm ready to be done with it at this point.
But we'll be podcast millionaires one day, and then
then I can cut down the insurance too from full coverage to whatever.
Right. When we're video YouTube millionaires, we can have a Cadillac for each foot to skate around in.
I want Cadillac Heelys.
Yeah.
I'll be the odd man out. Give me the Lincolns. Remember that old song, Hot Rod Lincoln? Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, well, look that up. It's so silly. It's like from the 60s or something. This guy in this Lincoln's going against some crap car, and the guy in the crap car like finally catches up to him. He's like, "How do you get out of third gear?" So that's like the whole joke of the.
So Rick, my old neighbor that I grew up with, that I've told stories about, they had a Cadillac.
Yeah.
There's a nice.
It was a Cadillac hearse.
Oh, really?
It was beautiful.
That's amazing.
I was like 12 years old, and these guys had a hearse, and they had like coffins and shit in their house. Man. It was awesome.
Those are the guys.
I always wanted to ride in that thing, and they would never let me.
Oh, really? That's lame. I would have taken it. I would just get an excuse to go.
I would always ask them. They're like, "Hey, can you give me a ride in the Cadillac?"
Yeah,
like, I just wanted to ride in the hearse.
Dicks.
They're like, "Oh, if you've ridden in one Cadillac, you've ridden in them all."
Maybe I haven't ridden in any, you jerk.
I had.
Oh, okay.
But it was cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now let's get a good look at this here. That looks like a Cadillac, doesn't it? Like that front grille and everything.
That's a Cadillac.
Yep, you can tell by the
Cadillac hood ornament.
Oh, there's the ornament. Yeah, right there. Yep, sure is. I would love to have that car though. Right now, I don't care.
That's a big old boat.
Oh,
yeah, right, I'm good with that.
That's a big old boat.
I just thought that's something you want to drive in the winter in Wisconsin, though.
It
depends.
Be bad in slippery roads.
I just wouldn't want to get the salt all over it.
Yeah, that's what you would be worried about.
That's the only thing. It'd probably be fine, but I mean,
it would probably handle just fine in the snow, depending on if it's a front wheel, rear wheel, all-wheel drive.
Unless you went around one of these corners they have here with all the deep snowbanks that got plowed in, and you'd never get out of it.
Yeah, because if you're a rear-wheel drive car, you're going to have a hard time in the snow, especially if it's deep.
Oh God, yeah.
As I found out last year.
You got stuck?
Yeah, we got snowed in at our work when I had my Challenger.
Oh shit.
And I couldn't get it out. And when I got it out, somebody cut in front of me, and I lost all my momentum.
Oh, man.
So somebody cut out in front of me in the parking lot, and I lost all my momentum.
That's one thing. That's one thing I like about that Subaru is the clearance is so tall on that thing, and then the all-wheel drive. I never got. You can't get those things stuck.
That was the only time I got stuck. But
yeah,
it was fine.
So our main character here just pulled some knives on somebody down in the parking ramp, and looks like she's getting into a fight. And there was also some weird stuff mentioned about fiance marriage angle. So I guess there's some other weird stuff going on in this movie that I don't really remember. Kill my father, kill my uncle. And there's a weird stuff with her brother. China versus Japan. It's a lot to keep straight.
This is more of like a film noir kind of detective thriller look. They've got the guy in the suit, three-piece suit with the fedora on, and everyone's dressed to the nines. Very, very Western inspired.
Even the lady's got a bow tie on.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Again, every scene she seems like she's wearing something different.
She's looking really fabulous.
And this movie, I feel like it has like an identity crisis. It doesn't really know what it wants to be. If it wants to be this like slick martial arts film.
Was that her fiance in the beginning, Rob, that got killed? Is that what she's battling for?
I kind of almost thought it was maybe her uncle.
Well, they said something about, maybe, but they said something about her fiance right now, too. So I don't know.
That's what I mean. It's so hard to keep some of this stuff straight because a lot of these movies, there's so many different characters that they put in there, and there's always alliances changing, backstabbing, revenge themes. It's so hard to sometimes keep straight.
I was just saying because I saw it earlier where she was paying tribute to whoever got killed in the beginning, whether it was her uncle or fiance.
Yeah, I think
it had to be somebody
there. Yeah, definitely
somebody of importance to her.
Mm. The thing with these movies, I don't pay attention to any of them.
I kind of been a little bit in and out of it.
I haven't been. That's the problem. Is like this.
But again, we don't have any sound. We're kind of going off the subtitles here.
Yeah.
And subtitles can be kind of a curse because then you just find yourself glued to them. And
trying to read them, which I'm trying not to do as much.
Every now and then you pick out a gem, like the Sleeping with Men versus Killing Them was a good gem to pick out. But they're worth having on. So maybe in the future I'll try to include these subtitles just for that.
Oh, that brings me to a point. My friend Brian said, maybe one of the things, if we have time for like research or prior to rolling the film, see like if there's any memorable lines or memorable quotes from the movies.
Maybe we can definitely do that.
Kind of figure out like when those kind of come in. Sometimes movies are known for like the Terminator,
their quotes.
Back.
Yeah, or like the Troll 2 quotes and all that.
Yeah, there could be something of kind of interest or kind of gives it its own little standout flair that we could maybe see if we pick out when that's going on.
Yeah, when you go to, if you look this up on IMDb,
you could just search the movie and search quotes or whatever too as well. So, I mean, his costume, the Scorpion guy's costume, that is badass.
I think that's the coolest one he's been in, don't you?
Yeah, like he's got the cool shoulder things coming down to his vest. It's
all
black.
Who that reminds me of? That's kind of like Zeus's shoulder pads
a
little bit.
A little bit.
Here, Rick, you don't want to miss this. Look at these black and silver shoulder pads.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's his coolest outfit.
He was wearing that one earlier.
Yeah.
He just didn't have a shirt on underneath it. If you go to the IMDb site, there probably will be quotes for this film. That's what I was looking for.
Which is, of course, Internet Movie Database, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no! Yamamoto just got stabbed in the back.
He's getting teamed up against...
He got.
So 3 people couldn't kill him earlier, but one person just... one-shotted him.
Well, see, his guard was down. This is like a nice supper club, like a dinner party, a banquet.
Yeah, and they were trying to kill him at his house earlier.
Yeah, so he was ready at the house. He got lured in under false pretenses here for a nice meal. He got sloppy.
The ruffle-feathered suit man here.
Yeah.
A good, someone made a good point about this movie. They called it Lust Foo.
Yeah.
See,
I agree.
Talking about not knowing exactly what it wants to be, there's kind of a lot of risque kind of softcore stuff, like with the oil, the mud, the swimsuits, the brothel.
Mm-hmm.
There's some weird stuff in here.
Like I said, that's a product of the times, too. You got to think 80s.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, here's an actual pretty decent fight choreography going on here. With
the fight choreography in this movie has been outstanding. Overall.
It's really good. It's a really, really good movie.
And the fight scenes have been shot beautifully for what I can see.
Because in most cases, there's not a lot of camera movement. You seem to get like an angle, and you can show a lot of stuff before they shift to a different view.
They're using the props that they have efficiently too.
It's like a Jackie Chan movie.
Yeah. They just had this guy trapped up against this beam and were beating him up and stuff. So
looks like he died, but he took a few of them with him.
Well, all of the major players are getting killed off here at the end of the movie.
So there's another one of the group of females there in the white shirt there. So it looks like they kind of figured her out. I'm not sure if it's going to end up where she's the only one left, where she has to kind of fight her brother herself. Because it looks like they're all kind of sad down in the dumps here.
Great hair, though.
Wonderfully permed hair.
Yeah. It's like all
even that guy.
It's like, my earliest memories of the 80s, every woman that in my family had that haircut.
Yep.
I mean, that was on Sears,
my mom,
JCPenney,
my aunts.
They all had it.
You go into the mall, any nail salon, any tanning salon, any video store, any...
The only woman who doesn't have the really permed hair is our main lady here.
Yeah,
her hair is just straight.
The long, straight, timeless look.
Just looks classic.
But the male hair and the other woman's hair is dates this film a little bit.
Oh, sure.
But I would love to see a genre mashup of film noir and kung fu with the suits. That was really cool. It's been my favorite part of this movie so far was the suits, the tuxedos, and the kung fu.
Plus the big old Cadillac. We all kind of jonesed out on that. We really liked that.
Yep. And the nudity in the horny jail.
Yeah, a couple topless scenes in here.
Yeah, unexpected. I didn't expect it. Typically, you don't see that in martial arts movies. You know.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it, especially not from a YouTube.
Yeah, I didn't expect it at all.
I mean, I remembered the scene where they fought in the ring. I remembered that. I remembered there was some swimsuit type of stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'm not usually a huge fan of those overly sexual movies or nudity or anything like that. It just seems a little.
So now she's fighting her brother.
Yep, and this is probably the most laughable scene in the movie. Her brother here can dig underground like a gopher. You'll actually see scenes of him like with his arms and legs flailing, and it makes all this horrible sound effects.
Well, let's not spoil any of it. Let's witness it live as it happens.
I have a hard time not telling you guys about this stuff.
Yeah,
you've already seen it. Yeah.
Let us experience it live for their first. Because then our reactions are authentic and we're like, oh, that's crazy.
It's probably been 25 years since I've watched this.
It's a great movie.
So I think their thing is because she said she was born in China, so she'll die. But he was like, oh, you were trained Japanese, so you'll always be Japanese. And she was like, oh, I was born in China, so I'll always be Chinese.
There's definitely some cultural conflict here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very strange.
Yeah, the Chinese versus Japanese thing.
Well, why would it matter if you're brother and sister?
I don't know.
I guess their loyalty to their...
That's cool.
Oh, look at that. Look at that nice hovering, just sweeping right over the ground.
More use of the pulley system here.
Very cool. And you can't even see those wires anywhere.
No, they did a good job at hiding them.
They really did. Oh.
Sand or gunpowder?
I don't know what the sand was.
It's more pocket sand. He's leaking sand.
Yeah. He's leaking. Got a bag of sand in his...
Really fast-paced scenes here with all these swords flying everywhere.
Really tight choreography.
He just did like a spiral jump, like he was twisting in air while jumping.
Yeah, another one that they ran in reverse. They do a lot of that in here. I love more smoke. I love the smoke bombs going off.
She's just flipping through them.
That was cool.
What is going on?
He threw that out of his pocket. That is spiked balls on a string that's following her around.
That is awesome.
That is weird.
Very cool.
You're not going to learn that at Karate America, folks. You need to have a little higher level of training.
Somebody needs to learn how gravity works.
That is cool. And they all exploded into smoke. Very cool.
The explosion in the smoke, it was cool, but that lingering in air for like 10 seconds.
That was neat.
Oh,
now she's going to transmute herself here.
Very cool.
She studied illusion.
Shadow clones.
Watch this. This defies all logic. He's turning into a human drill bit.
He's using his feet as a drill.
So this is where they got the idea for Tremors.
Very cool.
She's like, where is he? But he's right there.
No, Caddyshack 2 is where they got this.
What a shot. That's terrible.
That little, oh my God, that little insert of him climbing under the ground. Silly. Cool.
Pulls her underground.
And they're fighting underground.
Well, there's an empty chasm under there, of course. Ooh, the transfer of this is terrible. It's cut very badly right here. Ooh. A lot of interference.
Did she put the amulet on him?
Did the amulet just explode?
Yeah, she put it on him, and he is done, folks. He just blew up like a popped balloon. No blood and guts, though, just like dust and dirt.
Well, he was filled with smoke bombs and sand.
Smoke bombs and sand.
That's it. She throws down her size, and now she's done.
What a thrilling final fight scene to a movie that has been all over the top, wild, bombastic stuff.
That's it.
Yeah, the end. Challenge of the Lady Ninja, which you can watch for free on YouTube.
Now, Greg, where can people access Too Fat to Skate?
So, Too Fat to Skate, I made our list. So you can find us on Anchor, Apple Podcast, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Google Podcast, Spotify, and if you want to see our wonderful faces, especially Rick's, on YouTube. And then if you want to find us on any social media, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Just search for Too Fat to Skate.
Coming soon to OnlyFans.
Again, OnlyFans gets brought up again. This is clearly a joke that you've explained to me, but I think I would enjoy it more had I known about it beforehand.
It's funnier.
But that's okay.
It's funnier that you don't.
It's okay that you don't.
Yeah,
and I didn't even know about memes, and I sent you one. How glorious is that?
Yeah, it's funnier that you don't.
My simplicity has its own charm.
Yeah, the innocence is definitely charming, for sure. Well, that was our show, and what do you think? Would you guys... I would definitely recommend this movie.
So what... Can you honestly think of anything else that's quite like this? I mean,
No.
This is not like Shaw Brothers. This is not like Bruce Lee. What do you think, Greg?
So for me, I don't know if I would recommend it nowadays.
Okay.
I would probably warn people first. It might not be in everybody's wheelhouse, you know, kind of warn them of the things that are going on.
Yeah.
I think they use that to their advantage, though, now looking at it. So... I mean, maybe. I'd probably give this movie a solid 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Kind of middle ground-ish.
How about you, Rick?
I would recommend it to a certain viewer. I have friends who would really enjoy this movie, and then there's people that I would never suggest this to.
Yeah.
So I would be very selective about who
that's where I'm standing, too.
All right, now bear with me, guys, okay? I didn't, like, when I was talking about, do you really get upset like that when we're wearing the red and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay, here's my take on it.
Yeah.
A movie is supposed to be for entertainment.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch a movie or have someone else say you should or shouldn't watch a movie if they're worried about a social reaction or a political stance. You're thinking too big. Narrow your focus. Watch it if you want to. Enjoy it for what it is.
But
it's
also,
just that. It's just that simple.
You also have to consider the viewer, because if a young girl, an impressionable child, just happens to see it.
Yeah, if you're a parent or you're an older person, you want an old school throwback kung fu movie that has some over the top stuff. I mean, I'm not really used to seeing sexuality in, I guess, in some of this other stuff. So this is definitely not your garden variety Shaw Brothers or Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris. It has some stuff on there that's a little more risque, so put that disclaimer out there. But if you're old enough, probably not good for little kids, but give it a whirl.
There's just some things. I think what it is for me is like some of the behavior is kind of disgusting, and it's just like not something that I really would enjoy watching. Like I said, we talked about this before, and it was like the home invasion violence for the sake of violence movies, and like just the pure sexism and the pure like exploitation. Some of it's good for a laugh. I can appreciate it for what it is, but I don't really want to see all of my movies like that. It's like the toilet humor comedies. Like we tried watching The Hangover again last night, and it just did not hold up. See, that was not a good movie.
That was one that I know a lot of people just really, really like, and I watched it. And besides Mike Tyson punching the guy and making him fall down, the movie just didn't land for me either. And I didn't really like it initially all that much.
I did. I loved it when it came out.
I don't know.
I think besides the action bits in this movie, which were shot beautifully, I think this movie kind of suffers from the point in time it was shot from.
Mm-hmm. Sure. It is definitely a slice of what things were like maybe 37 years ago, however old this movie is now, and almost 40 years ago.
You can say that for Revenge of the Nerds. You can say that for like Hot Dog the movie and Hamburger the motion picture. And you can say that for a lot of those like teen bikini movies that all suffer from the same cringy like exploitation, sexism stuff that I wouldn't recommend to, like someone who like the average viewer.
But I think it was a good selection for on our list.
Oh, yeah. It totally fits the style of the show. And in the sense of there's always something interesting to talk about, something to poke fun at, and that's why I don't choose like real hardcore cult classics. Let's get that list back up here.
And I kind of think it's neat that between the three of us, we've seen a lot of stuff. I was actually able to think of something that neither of you had previously watched.
Oh yeah, it was a total shot in the dark. And there's like some of the ones I didn't choose, like or like Death Wish 3. Then that's just simply a great film. And Death Wish 2000, a great movie. But and Black Sheep, they're great movies. Not anything I can really make fun of or poke fun at, but always something interesting going on that's going to be a good time to check out for sure. But this one, yeah, lots of stuff. And then, Rotor and
so I haven't seen a lot of the things on here, so I'm going to be really excited about a lot of these coming up. Mm-hmm. So I hadn't probably watched Lady Ninja in 25 years. I can't believe I recalled so much of that stuff, because I probably would have saw this when I was 10 or 11 for the first time.
Out of this list, I think I've seen maybe about 3 of them.
I think Clown House is going to be... I'm a little concerned about that because it's probably going to be kind of boring, but the killer clowns and weird outfits running around is going to be entertaining, I think, to watch.
Well, you were a little concerned about the pacing of Duel, too, and we really had a lot of good commentary during the movie.
Yeah. And I think you guys are going to get a kick out of House 3, the horror show, because it's a bona fide slasher classic if you haven't seen it.
I have not.
It's going to be great.
How about the mosquito? I mean, is that going to be pretty is that going to be pretty gruesome?
I don't remember. Do you remember? Have you seen that?
I haven't seen the mosquito. If I have, I really don't remember.
I just remember the cover at the old video store, and I was just searching for stuff, and I was like, "Hey, Rick, mosquito." So there it is.
Yeah, it's an early '90s campy, terrible film. I don't think there's going to be a lot of gore and stuff. I don't think any of these are going to be really gory.
An oversized mosquito, though, like a science project gone horribly wrong, so it's going to have like a huge proboscis, so the blood drain will have to be like 1,000 times what an actual normal mosquito would do. There could be some blood in there.
And then we've got some Avenging Eagle, which I think is a military film.
Oh, that's a Shaw Brothers Kung Fu.
Oh, Shaw Brothers Kung Fu, Avenging Eagle.
Yep.
And then Death Wish, which is a law enforcement movie.
Rotor, we're all looking forward to Rotor.
Another law enforcement movie. And then some military stuff, which I like hearing your guys back and forth on that too.
Yeah,
it's good to poke fun at, especially if you have experience with that stuff. I like talking about it; it's fun. So, well, that's our show for the week. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys come back again and check us out next week. And this show will be up on YouTube very soon, probably tomorrow.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Until next time.
Bye.